month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-364-1031 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-364-1031. That's 800-364-1031. What do you have to lose? Call 800-364-1031. Again, 800-364-1031.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 31st. Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriment.
Non-stop feasting and more.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through March 31st. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or ArizonaRenfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Hey, Ralph, got another solar question for you.
Okay, but did you check out the Harmon Solar Podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar Podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I thought I knew what breaking news we would actually start the show with today. And then there was more breaking news. And then there was more breaking news after that. So somebody keep an eye on the old breaking news meter because anything could happen in the next 3 hours. But we're going to go ahead and start with the most recent of the breaking news. The Broncos have sent Russell Wilson down the driveway. They have released him. I already just said it.
Did you say breaking news?
But I already said the breaking news before you even played the thing.
Well,
so
I had to play the sounder. You said breaking news.
You don't have to play the sounder. You have to be on time with the sounder. If you're not on time with the sounder, there's no point to the sounder.
Well, when you say breaking news, I have to play the sounder.
Man, but you're really late playing it, so it didn't really help. So
it was breaking news, right?
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I have breaking news.
This is breaking news.
Randy White was really slow hitting the breaking news sounder on the last piece of breaking news.
No.
That's your breaking news right there.
No.
I mean, it's not really breaking news because you do it all the time.
No, I don't. No, I'm always on time.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so
Keon will vouch for my timing.
Oh.
Yeah, he will.
Go ahead, bring him into this.
Go ahead, Keon. Tell him. I'm always on time. Go ahead.
You are on time. Some of the time.
No, you don't have, you have to say
that's
anything.
Not even true. He's on time none of the time.
On time every
it happens sometimes.
The word rarely comes to mind.
What you're talking about? You said breaking news. I played
nice
the breaking news.
Yeah, like a minute and a half later.
What are you talking about? You were saying breaking news, and then you just blew into the story.
If I say the breaking news, don't play the sounder because then it's already too late. It's just too late.
So let me get this right. You say the breaking news, and I don't play the sounder.
Not if I've already said the breaking news.
No, you watch next time. You'll say,
"Oh my God, I telegraphed it."
News.
I said I've got 3 different pieces of breaking news,
Yeah,
and then I said, but I thought I was going to start with something else.
Yeah,
but here's what I'm starting with. Yeah, I gave you all the time in the world to be ready.
No. Go ahead, Keon. Let him know.
I should have the buttons. I feel like I should have the buttons.
You don't get the buttons. I get the buttons.
For
That's
years,
the way it is.
You've had the buttons. I think it might be my turn to have the buttons.
You can't have the buttons and the text lines. So if you have the buttons, I get the text line.
Well, the problem there is you read everything, and you'll end up reading some of the stuff that can get us fired. Sometimes people text stuff in there that we have no business reading on the radio.
So then I guess maybe it's best that I hang on to the buttons. Then.
No, that doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that.
I think it does.
Maybe we should give you the Lisa Simpson steering wheel, if you know what I mean.
Excuse me?
Yeah, she's got, remember in the intro of the Simpsons, and she's got her own steering wheel. She thinks she's driving. She thinks she's hitting buttons, but she's not really doing it.
Now you're trying to.
Would you give a baby? Would you give a baby a steering wheel?
Are you calling me a baby, sir? You're calling me
I'm
a
asking
baby,
if
sir?
you would give a baby a steering wheel.
I would not give a baby a steering wheel, but I am not a baby, sir.
Anyway, what were we doing?
You were talking about how bad your timing was.
Your timing? Oh, brother.
No, you said your timing.
888-368-1580. No, says, damn, I just turned on the show. Yeah, that'll teach you. Seriously. I feel like I'm listening to couples counseling with Randy White and Jeffrey O'Brien.
You know what? No. Stay in your own damn lane.
Yeah, man. You should know better. In any domestic dispute, you don't get in the middle of it.
No.
Or else you're going to get turned on. Guys, it's like cops show up to domestic violence. That's like, oh my God, the worst thing.
You don't come in here busting jokes about my buddy Jeffrey. You don't do that.
That's why Keon ain't said a damn word about it.
Well, anyway, he knows.
He knows better. Ray says, Jeffrey, Lisa Simpson is the one in the high school. Maggie's the one in the steering wheel. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of Simpsons, so thank you for that, nerd. Kenry from Jamaica says, fellas, missed y'all for a few days last week. Listening live, texting. Glad to be back. Good to have you back, Kenry. Neho says 60% of the time, Randy's on time every time. That's not even true either. Bruno Baller says, we've reached the final week of being on Mountain Time here in Arizona. Starting next Sunday, we'll be on Pacific Time. Yeah.
Excuse me?
The stupid time changes next weekend. Yeah, it doesn't really affect us because we don't have to change our clocks.
We don't change.
But
California changes to
everybody
us, right?
else changes around, and then we are technically on Pacific time because now we line up with everybody on the West Coast.
No.
They line up with us. Does that make you feel better?
Yes. We're still on Mountain Time, and California finally gets it right.
They keep promising us, oh, this is going to be the last time. There's a bill in the House. It's going to go through the Senate, yada, yada. All I know is they keep saying it, and it never happens.
They're too busy with other important things.
I wish it would just stay put. Just
I agree.
Leave the damn shit, the times alone.
Yeah.
That's all. Just asking for
I
that.
agree.
Hefty Lefty says, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Current question running through my brain is, how does George Patton still have a job? With the official news that Russ Wilson is waived, he'll have played 0 downs on his 5-year extension. You'd think even Walmart would notice that much money being wasted with no return.
Well, I mean, first of all, George Patton is one of the most legendary generals in the United States Army. Second of all,
he gets that little pass, I guess.
Well, I think that's that right there. I think, and secondly, because of George Patton, we won World War II. I don't see what the problem is.
Well, the problem is, Keon, how much money do the Broncos still have to pay Russell Wilson? Now, of course, if some other team picks him up, are the Broncos still on the hook for that, or does the next team got to pay him the exact same amount? I'm not sure what the implications of this are, but whatever. Is that true? They signed an extension with him and he never played on it?
Yeah,
well, that's right, because
he was on the last year of his Seattle deal.
That's what
when they got him. So they signed him to an extension so they wouldn't have to go through the process of trying to keep him every year and negotiate and all of that stuff because they thought he would be there longer. Then they hired Sean Payton, who hated his guts from day one. So that's how we got here. So the finances of it is that as far as I understand, the Broncos are very much on the hook for $85 million going to Russell Wilson over the next 2 seasons. They owe him $39 million for 2024. Then they owe him $46 million the following season.
Did they cut him a check as he was leaving?
I mean, it would have been probably faster to do it that way, but I don't think
save
that
the
they
money
did.
on the stamp. You know,
I gotta tell you, if the Broncos do not change their position and start moving upward in the standings in the American Football League conference standings in the West,
I don't think they have the AFL anymore. Right
well, I'm just saying, if they don't change their direction pretty damn quick, Sean Payton's going to find his ass on a rail outside of town.
No, this is like the start of Sean Payton's coach tenure. This is right here because he was able to go. Because he was able to say, hey, I got here. Russ Wilson had this place a mess. I didn't have anything to do with this. It was a horrible year, like I told you it was going to be. Now we got rid of him. We're going to bring somebody else in. Now,
well, aren't we saying the same
Sean
thing?
Payton era starts for him.
Aren't we saying the same thing, though? If the Denver Broncos don't turn it around this year and start heading skyward, I feel like Sean Payton's going to be out of
3
town.
years.
Yeah,
3 years.
I don't think it's a 1 year.
3?
Yeah, I don't think it's a 1 year if the Broncos think again, because now they've gotten rid of the guy Sean Payton doesn't like. They're going to give him time to find his quarterback, but the clock's ticking, So the longer he
Aren't
takes
we
to
all
find
three saying the same thing?
no, because
No, I think we
you're
are.
saying this upcoming season.
No,
if he
I'm
doesn't
saying,
get it right, they're going to run him out of
but-
town. And I'm
but
saying
I
it's
feel
not
like
necessarily.
Keon and I are saying the same thing.
I
You are
didn't-
saying something
I'm
else.
saying the same thing. That I didn't say it. I didn't give a timeline. So
Okay.
that's the difference between you guys and me. I think we're all three saying the same thing. If the Broncos don't see some improvement this season, I feel like
Well, you're saying it'll be gone in 1 season. We're saying it's going to
No,
take 2
no.
or 3 seasons.
no, I never said that.
Because
But I'm-
effectively,
I'm-
he
I'm-
starts now.
I'm saying even if he doesn't improve this season, he needs to find his quarterback. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then you're not saying the same thing as Jeffrey and I.
Yeah, that's what I.
Well, I didn't say anything like that, but he does
Well,
need
no.
a new quarterback, and I know
I'm
they're going
saying the
to have
same
to do
thing
something.
Jeffrey is. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying the same thing as Keon, and Keon's not saying the same thing as you. None of us are
Right.
saying the same thing
You
as the
are
other.
saying the
But
same
Keon
thing,
and I
Jeffrey, as
are
I
more
am.
on the same plane of
I never
existence
put
than
a-
you are.
I said all I said was, and let's rewind the tape if you want to. All I said, if they don't start making a turnaround this season, I feel like it won't be too long before old Sean Payton is ridden out of town on a rail.
No, I disagree. It won't be this season. This season
I
is,
didn't
is-
say this season.
You just said this season. If he doesn't
I
start
said if
doing
they
better
don't-
this season,
Well, they've got to
Well,
turn something around this year, don't you think?
this
I
is,
mean,
they're building. So whatever happens this
Oh,
season
well.
is not even relevant to the building. Now, 2 or
Oh,
3 years
boy.
later, if things are still garbage, then yeah, now you've got something.
well, then I completely disagree with both of you.
I disagree with all of you and part of Keon, and I don't know why, but just part of it. I can't remember the part I disagree with, but
And we're off and running.
To be
on a Monday.
fair, there's
To be fair,
something there. There's something there.
probably, yeah.
Don't agree with my disagreeing with you. All right. The cross guy says, guys, knock it
Guys.
off. You sound like a bunch of old ladies arguing.
What?
You can kiss the whitest part of my ass right there.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie says the Fanatic Bracket email is out today. I know. I hit the button myself. That's right. So we got a lot going on, but I haven't even gotten through to the other two breaking news things here. I've only
did you say breaking news?
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, sure.
This is breaking news.
The Suns have its Ish back. That's right. They have brought back forward Ish Wainwright, 2A NBA trade there. And I guess I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know who got traded, but all I know is Ish is back with the Phoenix Suns now. Our season is saved. Yay. Hasn't been going great lately, has it?
No.
Hasn't been going great for the Suns.
Oklahoma City came in here and they shouldn't have won that game. The Phoenix should have won that game.
Well, we're going to talk about that. And, being a Suns fan makes perfect sense. But if it was anybody else hearing us, they're going to say we're just whining. But we can get into that here in a minute.
Right.
And the other breaking news piece
Did you
that
say
I had,
breaking news again?
It's not yeah, I guess so. It's not. It's a little older breaking news. Jason Kelce has officially and finally retired after 13 seasons.
Wow.
He finally did that. He started crying like a big old baby, and his brother started crying. Everybody started crying. And so he's retired so he can cry, presumably just to give himself more time to cry.
Did Taylor Swift cry? Was she in attendance? Did she cry?
No, she's too busy trying to figure out if she's going to comply with Pop-Tarts. Remember last week we told you how she gave the offensive lineman homemade Pop-Tarts.
Yes.
And all I could think is, my God, those are probably much bigger than normal Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where can I get some? And if there's a recipe for this, I'm not the only person who was wondering if there's a recipe, because the actual Pop-Tart company came out and said, hey, well, let's see that recipe. Now, they're not trying to get her for copyright infringement or anything. They're just saying, hey, we'd love to know how you're doing it. And then what we want to do is we'll donate money to charity if you give us that. I don't understand how the two are connected, to be honest. But they're very happy to have the free advertising, even though homemade Pop-Tarts is what this is about, not pre-made Pop-Tarts. But I wouldn't mind if Pop-Tarts made a bigger Pop-Tart. Would you? I feel like they need a bigger Pop-Tart.
Yes, more filling and more of that icing. Yes.
Because it's just so small in toaster.
And more of a flaky crust. More of a flake. I think flaky.
I want to Americanize the Pop-Tart, okay? No more of this European Pop-Tart thing where they give us this all like teeny weeny. Let's make an American one.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's busy with that. So there you go. That's all I got for the breaking news. Jason Kelce.
Did you say breaking news?
No, I'm done with the breaking news. I'm just saying that's all I got. Jason Kelce retires. Ish Wainwright back with the Suns. I don't know how excited we need to be about that. Do we need to be very excited about this?
I mean, it just makes you a little deeper.
And then Russell Wilson's getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to get picked up? Somebody's going to pick him up.
Somebody's going to pick him up.
Some garbage team is going to pick him up.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
They are desperate enough to do it. Like, there's going to be some team that's going to get Russell Wilson, and then probably would be my guess would try to get a quarterback in the draft.
Right.
To be your quarterback of the future, sit behind Russ until he's ready.
Don't want my new quarterback learning from Captain Cringe. I'm sorry. I feel like that's too many bad habits would come from that.
I don't know what bad habits though.
What if his personality rubs off on him?
It can't. It's not contagious. He was on two teams. There isn't another person in the league that acts like him.
Where did he come from then? You know what
he's
I'm saying?
An alien.
Yeah.
It doesn't rub off on anybody. No other person besides him can naturally act like that. It's too weird.
It's just a lot to risk. It's a lot to risk. But we'll talk about the draft ideas and other things a little bit later, and maybe how Russell Wilson will fit into some of those plans. All I know is all three of us are thinking the same. Please don't be my team.
I mean,
please don't be my team.
If it's my team, they still need to draft a quarterback. If they draft a quarterback, I don't really give a damn who they sign for this year.
Russell Wilson would go to Pittsburgh.
Please
mark my words. Go ahead, mark it right now.
I hope it's true. I hope your words do
stuck
get
with
marked.
Kenny Pickett, but I mean,
well, they're not stuck with anybody. They have the money. They can go get them.
I mean, they have the money, and Kenny Pickett's still on a rookie deal. I'm saying that's why they would go get him. They are currently stuck with Kenny if they don't do anything.
Brunswick guy says Sean Payton is an asshat. He cheated with the Saints, and he has proven to be a fraud in Denver. Okay, he might have done some stuff, and he paid the penalties for it. I don't know if he's a fraud as a coach.
I don't think so.
I feel like he's still a pretty good coach, but if he's your villain, yeah.
It just
cool.
and I'm sure someone's going to say, well, if you take away Drew Brees, what do you have left? If you take away the Super Bowl caliber quarterback from any head coach, they are much worse statistically because you need a quarterback. That doesn't prove anything.
Pineapple Express, hello, he says. Great to hear your show today. And then he asks where Ralph is, but I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm not going to read your horribly stupid joke anymore. I'm not doing it, Pineapple Express. He's not in. Lost Toby says, Congress, not all busy. It's more dysfunctional than the blender when Randy isn't there to anchor the show.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Big George says, damn it, we changed our clocks this weekend. Yeah, that's what I just said. Hefty Lefty says, that is the money figure. Are you talking about the money for Russ Wilson? Yeah. $85 million. And now, does the next team have to pay him?
No.
So he can go to another team for $1.
Yeah.
And get paid by the Broncos.
Yeah.
Even if he's on another team, they still have to pay him all that money.
They signed the contract with him and then released him before the contract was out.
Yeah. Yes or no? I'm trying to wrap my head around all this. What a horrible waste of money.
It's fully guaranteed, right? I mean,
it wasn't fully guaranteed. But let's see, the 2024, 39 mil of that is guaranteed. And then there's another 22 for the option bonus that's due March 17th. And then also March 17th, that 37 mil from next season becomes fully guaranteed.
Well, then he's out.
Sometime between now and next league calendar year, they better get him that money because they agreed to it. And then there you go.
That's a hell of a dead cap hit.
So if it's not guaranteed,
85 million in dead cap.
If it's not guaranteed until March 17th and they release him before then, do they still owe it to him?
Yes.
The chunks that he was just talking about.
The chunks that were guaranteed already. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So there are plenty of bonuses he's not going to get a chance to get, obviously. So that stuff wouldn't apply.
Mr. Wilbur says, isn't Russell Wilson a little long in the tooth? Oh, hold on a second. That's John Elway. Never mind. He's long in the tooth. Yeah. He's always been.
And also wide in the tooth. Yeah.
All right. So we've started the show. You're welcome. We're going to take a break. We come back. I got a bunch of stuff that's happening this week that I got to tell you guys about. I got to fill you in about the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic Bracket Challenge for March Madness. I got to tell you about something that Fry's Food Stores is up to this week that you might want to get involved with. It's a lot of fun. You could win some great prizes from. And there's something else, but I don't remember now. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Some of the games in the NBA tonight, the Lakers are home at Crypto.com Arena. They'll take on Oklahoma City. Lakers favored by 1 point, minus 116, while the Thunder are minus 102, over under 238.5. Sacramento home tonight to take on the Chicago Bulls. The Kings are a 7-point home favorite, minus 260. Chicago plus 220. The over under in that contest, 228.5. Utah 6-point home favorite tonight against the Washington Wizards. The Jazz minus 230. Washington plus 190. Over under 241.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
Fry's Food Store is having a fun event for the Phoenix NASCAR race this weekend. 5 local families will compete in a race car decorating competition at the Fry's Fan Fest this Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Fry's Store on West Camelback Road in Litchfield Park. The winning car will be selected by Daytona 500 winner and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Everyone's invited. It's free. Meet Ricky Stenhouse Jr., win Fry's gift cards, free samples, food products, and much more. That's this Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. at the Fry's Food Store in Litchfield Park.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
We've been friends for over 30 years. And
Wait. It's been over 30 years?
Yep, you are that old.
Well, at least you have one friend.
Anyway, we have a show called The Weekend Warriors, Saturdays at 10 a.m.
We'll discuss national and local sports, and we'll talk about some sports that you don't hear about much.
We'll also interview local athletes, coaches, and sports-related business owners to share their stories with you.
We look forward to sharing these great stories and hanging out with you.
It's The Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff that is happening. And it is happening over the next couple of weeks. One thing happening this week, and here, let me just fill you in on what is happening. All right, so the first thing that's happening this week. Fry's Food Stores is running a family fun, just focused promotion around the upcoming NASCAR race. You know, we got the big race over at the racetrack this weekend. 5 pit crews are going to be selected to compete in a race car decorating competition that is on the 8th. I think that's on Thursday. Friday. And the grand prize winning car is going to get selected by Daytona 500 winner and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So he's going to be there. And even if you're not participating, you can meet him. The competition is going to occur at the Fry's Fan Fest on Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. over at the Camelback Road location in Litchfield Park. And it's at 13730 West Camelback Road. And the selected groups will all receive a selection prize package that you can get. And everybody's invited. You can go hang out. You can listen. Last time we were there doing the Fry's Food Store thing where we broadcast live. We're not broadcasting at this one. But the last time they had all these vehicles together and all this stuff. Oh my God, I came home with so much free stuff. I mean, it's like just a crap ton of free stuff, groceries and treats and coupons for things. I'm still eating those ice cream cones, those drumsticks I got coupons for. So you guys should check this out if you're in the neighborhood, but you also might want to think about maybe entering in. It's groups of 2 to 4 people. Grand prize packages, a 4-pack of VIP tickets for the NASCAR Cup Series race weekend over at Phoenix Raceway, $1,000 Fry's fuel card, and a Fry's product showcase basket. Translation, an awful lot of free stuff.
Man, $1,000 in free gas? Are you kidding me?
How about that?
In these days and times?
Yeah.
Wow.
And tons of other giveaways. And also, there's that's the grand prize, but then there's 3rd, 4th, 5th, but everybody's going to win something at this. Go to 1580thefanatic.com, click on the Fry's banner right up the upper right-hand corner. Enter in for your chance to.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Randy, you are not eligible you're not eligible as a employee of the radio station.
Why am I never available and
I keep
eligible,
telling you because you're an employee.
Jeez.
Just trust me. For the rest of you, go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the banner up to the right-hand corner that takes you where you need to go to enter in to be one of these groups that decorates the car and stuff like that. So 1580thefanatic.com. That's the first thing I wanted to tell you guys about. Second thing I want to tell you guys about, Donnie brought it up earlier. Everybody's very excited. We've got our Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic Bracket Challenge. and you could win first place prize of $1,580. So if you have the best bracket, you get $1,580. And of course, second place prize is going to be a big old gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, and more prizes on the way. But you can go get set up right now. You can't fill out your bracket because they don't exist yet. But you can go log in and make sure you're ready to go. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. It's in the column to the left at the very top. There's a little thing where you click and it tells you what your password should be when you try to get in there to be a part of the bracket contest.
I already filled out my bracket.
You can't fill out your bracket. They haven't done
I already
Selection
did.
Sunday yet.
No, I already did.
Okay.
Mine's going to be the winning bracket because I already filled it out.
I mean,
I don't know how you filled anything out.
I got there early and filled it out right away.
There are no teams selected.
I've got UConn winning it all. UConn.
Okay.
Mhm.
You did this with a crayon and a piece of paper, or
No, it was pencil in case I need to erase and adjust.
Well, that's not how
so
the contest
did
works.
you-
You can't erase and
Did
adjust.
you do your own 68 team selection and then fill out your own bracket from what you decided the teams were?
Isn't that what I did, Keon?
That's
I'm
not what
asking.
you're supposed to do.
Because that's not how brackets work. I'm just asking because the teams are chosen by the selection committee. Then you fill out the bracket.
So you're saying they haven't been chosen yet?
They have
then,
not been chosen
Then
yet,
what the hell did I just sign out?
I have no
what,
idea.
What did I fill out then?
Nobody knows, Randy.
Maybe last year's.
Nobody knows. But here's what I do know: Selection Sunday is on the 17th, so you are way friggin' early. That's all I know. You're way friggin' early.
Is that March 17th?
Yeah, March 17th,
All right,
Sunday
okay, all right.
afternoon.
I'm going to put that in my calendar right now.
Yeah, I mean, then you've got a couple of days to fill it out because the first games for March Madness start Thursday morning. You know, the other stuff is wait.
So they
no,
yeah,
that's
they-
not true. Well,
they
sort
have
of.
they have the first four.
That's so dumb.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday. So you can
I hate
fill
the
it out,
first four.
fill it out regardless and just move on. Or you can wait till those
So I can
games
fill
are
it
over.
out now, Keon? Is that what you're saying?
No, you can fill it out
Monday.
after
March
the-
18th.
Yeah, March 18th. After the teams have been selected, but before the first four games happen. Because the thing is, they're not all playing for that 16 seed spot. Some of them are playing for like an 11 seed for some reason. I'm not sure why. So I wait till it's over because I remember one year Syracuse got in and then they wound up in like the Elite Eight or something. So I wait, but you don't have to.
Can I fill my bracket out after they have made the selections on that? What'd you call it? A selection Sunday?
Yeah.
So after that happens, the brackets go live. Is that what you're saying?
Almost immediately. Yep.
And how many brackets can I fill out? 100?
You can't fill out any other than for you can't win the prize, but you can fill out the bracket. We're all going to fill out brackets to see how we all do, but we can't win. You'd have to go join the bracket contest at another.
What's the
radio
grand
station.
prize again?
$1,580.
Damn.
Now you know how I feel. I've won the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest at least 3 times, maybe 4 times, and I haven't got a dime of any of that because I work here. So this is the same thing for you.
Well, that's not right. If you win, you should get the money, Jeffco.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Oily Stool says, "Wait, are you guys giving out 1,580 of Canadian dollars or American dollars?"
American big AA, Jack.
Yeah. So you can take the $1,580 American, and if you go and you turn that in for Canadian, now you got $2,144 because your guys' dollar ain't worth crap. Yeah. So it's $1.36 to $1. That means our dollar is worth more, I think. Where's it the other way around?
I think so too, but don't.
Our
don't
dollar
quote
is
me on that.
Well, one of our dollars, it's $1.35 of yours. Yeah, I think I'm right. Anyway, so that's the fact, Jack, right there. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, "Hey, I'd like to see Russ Wilson back in Seattle. Sign him and draft Penis Jr. and have him mentor him for 2 years."
No,
Never
no.
happened though, because that guy's going to be a Patriot.
No.
Wait, Ralph thinks Michael Penix Jr. is going to be a Patriot, or
You
Russ?
see, wait,
Yeah, I know. I couldn't
Jeffrey
tell
said
by that
penis.
text. I said
not
Penix.
Penix.
The,
No,
the,
he
the, the
said
Patriots.
I said it fast.
The Patriots have the 3rd pick. I
Yeah.
would like to think that they're in a position to take a better quarterback than Michael Penix.
So maybe he means Russ
a
Wilson.
better quarterback.
Yeah. Not that I don't like Michael Penix. I think he's great.
Pierre says, hello, Jeffrey, Randy, Keon. It was a beautiful weekend. Oh, man. I had the manliest weekend of it, all you guys. Randy had a pretty manly weekend because he did yard work. That's
yeah,
manly.
I did. Yeah.
I know Keon didn't
grilled.
do anything like that. Did you do anything manly this weekend?
I mean, I worked.
That's manly. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I worked on my wife's vehicle. I swapped out the front shock and strut assembly, and I did the back shocks.
Wow!
And I changed her oil. And yes, that was very manly.
That's very manly.
And
Indeed.
much to everyone's surprise, it works.
Well, that's the
I'm
best
not
part.
surprised at all, Jeffco. I mean,
and I did it with not a whole lot of injuries. You know,
you're a car dude.
Yeah, it was very gratifying that I got through all that and I didn't leave it undone. You know how when you kind of get defeated by some.
Oh yeah.
You can't break that nut and it won't budge no matter what you do. Oh man, there was a point where it was getting close, but I finally got it. So
I changed struts one time, and what I learned was don't take the strap off too soon. Yeah,
these weren't like that though. These were not that kind of strut, but yeah, I know sometimes when you have to use the old springs and you put the thing in there, you can kill yourself actually.
Oh yeah,
with that thing.
don't take the strap off too soon.
That is, it's always good to have a strap on. Haruto says, breaking Japanese sports news. You have any breaking Japanese news?
No.
Well, that's not Japanese.
This is all I have.
Breaking news.
Japan's 51-year-old ski jumping icon, Noriaki Kasai, competed in overseas World Cup event for the first time in 4 seasons Friday, finishing 38th in a 50-a-side event in Finland. Don't know what that means. Kasai made his record extending 572nd World Cup appearance in Lahti, but his jump of 117.5 meters was not enough to qualify. Did you just give me a story about a guy who didn't qualify? All of that
Haruto.
just to...
Haruto. You can't do that. That's not breaking news, and yeah.
Even if it is the second time he didn't qualify.
Yeah, no. You can't do that, Haruto. You got to go about this a different way, man.
Manitoban Moose says, I'm slightly concerned. I think I just heard a wolf about to attack Randy on the broadcast. Everything okay, Randy? Well, it's just your dog barking, right?
It was probably Cecil the Wonder Dog, and somebody was ringing the damn doorbell. And so he's always on guard, and I'm okay. I'm safe, and I'm well protected. Cecil has my 6. Right?
He's asleep. Yeah, he's totally asleep.
Right.
You might want to poke him. There he is. Okay. I was
There it
getting
is.
worried there.
Yeah.
Pinocchio, yes. He says, so you busted a nut, Jeffrey? Damn right I did. I busted that nut hard. It wasn't easy, but I got it. Pull the plug says bad habit of losing. I don't know. This is out of context, so I have no idea what you're saying. Navy Brad says, I sure hope the Vikings don't even think about signing Russell Wilson. Yeah, you guys seem to enjoy the retreads. So, Lost Toby says, I hate when the time change happens. I hate the clock changes. Working with East Coast people is better when you're not 3 hours behind. Yeah, that's what my wife talks about. A conference call at 9 a.m. on the East Coast means you're sitting there in front of your computer at 6 a.m. President Wallet says, will there be a 28-pack of beer for a prize this year in the bracket challenge? God, I hope so. I love that. It should be a 32-pack of beer, but then Ron kind of takes a couple here and there.
Yeah.
So you're going to get we should just say a big case and not actually define the number.
Exactly.
Since he always takes a few off the top there.
Ron's got to always knock the edge off because he works with us. So
Desert Llama says, well, since you're not eligible to enter the fries contest or really any other contest, I don't mind representing you by proxy. That's until I find out I've won the grand prize, in which case you'll never hear from me again. Or
kind of like Jeffrey, Keon, or myself if we win the lottery.
Yeah. Or just go enter the contest yourself. Then you don't have to worry about it. Sun Devil Raul says, hey, guys, all listeners who are participating in the Pats run, it's the 20th anniversary of it. 4.2 mile run walk. Let's all do it. Let's have a Blender Show 1580 group. It's on April 20th. You guys go ahead with my full blessing. Let me know how it goes. Swazman says, am I still eligible to win since I won fantasy football and got the payout from Harmon Solar already? Yeah, Swazman won the whole damn thing. Yeah, it's been 30 days. Yeah, no, you're eligible. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, I meant Russell Wilson will sign with the Patriots, and then he can mentor their top draft pick. You know, okay. You know, I was about to say, there's no way Bill Belichick's putting up with that nonsense. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He ain't there
He's
anymore.
not
So
there.
it's probably.
Oh,
that's
we'll
right.
see.
Probably
Gerard Mayo has the patience for it.
Oh, damn! I forgot.
It's so weird. It's been two decades plus of Bill Belichick in New England. It's so odd to talk about them, and
right?
Not
just first thing you think of is Bill Belichick,
and the way they do things in that building. You think about
forgot.
It's a very specific way that they've carried themselves in that organization forever, and Russ Wilson would never have been a good fit at any point up until maybe now.
Right, Mark. I thought that there were Leonard.
That's how he's explaining his vacation plans right now. Just gonna take the boat over here. All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, there's more stuff that happened over the weekend that we get to talk about, and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. I don't know what it is. Do you guys know what it is?
No.
Do we ever?
I got to start paying attention. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all students, first grade through high school, regardless of proficiency level. Learn more today at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Jeffrey, I see you changed the You got one of those classic car calendars, and
Oh, yeah.
last month it was beautiful. Now this month you got a Thunderbird. Is that a Thunderbird?
Yes,
Did I
it
see
is.
there? Wow. What is it? 54?
Nope. Guess again.
55.
Guess again.
No.
57. See, is a Thunderbird always been kind of a girly car? You know what I mean?
No, I think it's
like-
a classic. One of those classic throwback vehicles.
I've seen some Thunderbirds. I'm like, hey, that was kind of cool there. But when it has like the little circle window, everybody thinks of American Graffiti and Suzanne Summers driving that in the movie. And so it's like, and my wife always talks about like every time I see a rounded vehicle, she's like, oh, that's kind of a chick vehicle there. And I'm like, really? Kind of like that. She's like, well, if you want to look like a girly man, I'm like, okay, what the hell? Hey, so
Well, that's Alex's opinion. That's a classic. I would drive that around. Of course, that's back in the day when it's just the windshield and frame that was protecting the top half of your body.
roll
from
that
the
over,
road.
you're dead.
Yeah. It's over.
There's no safety features there.
Yeah.
But like there's some older Thunderbirds, maybe like later 50s, early 60s that kind of have cool sharp lines because everything wanted to look like a jet back then.
Oh yeah.
And then of course the 70s version of Thunderbird was an abomination. Oh my god. My mom had one of those, but
the 80s Thunderbirds.
Woof. Yeah, that was bad too. Anyway, so yeah, that's what that is. That's a 57 Thunderbird.
Nice. Beautiful.
Anyway.
I love it. Big white walls on that. Yes, I like it.
I went in there to I had to get some sockets. I had to get some bigger sockets than I had for my impact wrench.
Yeah.
And so I go over down to the Walmart, right? And I get them. I go over and there's the girl behind the counter in the auto thing, and there was a demonstration of a tire that was hanging there, but it was completely white. Completely white.
The
And I said,
tire was.
yeah. I said, can you get white tires like that? Can you get completely white tires? And she kind of looked at me and she's like, no. I say, well, okay, now I kind of, she's, do you really want those? I'm like, now that I know I can't have them, I do. Yeah. I mean, who's got white tires driving around on white tires?
Right.
The white walls are one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, white tires be impossible to keep clean. You'd have to like pull into your driveway and have trays of bleach to get them clean. Like your sneakers, they're just never the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, what were we doing?
I was just admiring that classic car you have up there, that 57 Thunderbird. Beautiful.
That's what that is. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So over the weekend, 2 new basketball scoring records got set. LeBron James, you knew it was happening. He was only a few off from it. He's already the NBA's leading scorer. He became the first player to surpass 40,000 career points against the Denver Nuggets on Saturday. And then Caitlin Clark from University of Iowa, she's now the leading scorer in NCAA Division I hoops. And it's not just the women's record. That's old news. She now holds the record for both men and women.
Yeah, I was going to say all time, right? Both men and women.
Yesterday against Ohio State, she passed old Pistol Pete Maravich's record of 3,667. Now she's got 3,685, and she's still got more basketball to play. Big Ten tournaments this week, and then after that is the NCAA tournament. So given her scoring average and depending on how well the team does in both tournaments, she could add another, I don't know, what do you think, Keon? 300 points is probably possible, right?
Probably is possible the way that she scores. I mean, she's the offense.
But aren't they going to do the LSU model like LSU did last year and just shut her down? Just take her out of the ball game?
Why would they do that?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, if you're playing against her, that's what LSU did. But that's easier said than done. It's not like Iowa has nobody else on the team. It's just that she's the main driver of everything that happens, as evidenced by the fact that it was the championship game that they shut her down. So it's not like everybody all along the way managed to do it. One team managed to do it, and it was the best team. So you can try to, but she's a good player, man.
I mean, she's going to have to go up against teams like LSU again. She's going to have to go up against South Carolina. She's going to have to go up against Notre Dame. She's going to have to go up against some really strong women's basketball teams, and I think they'll take her out of the game. I'll be honest with you. I think LSU just kind of set it for everybody else.
Even if they do, she's already got the record.
I mean, they play in a tough conference, and people in that conference haven't figured out how to take her out of games. So, like I said, easier said than done. If you've got the players to do it, if you're talented enough to do it, you can. If you're LSU, you can. If you're, Tennessee, UCLA, like there's schools that can definitely do it, but it's gonna be tough ask for everybody. And also with this record, I just think it's a little crazy that Pete Maravich didn't shoot at a time when the 3-point line existed. So to be honest, there's a part where his record just shouldn't even be anywhere near catchable. I mean, the guy was potentially the most prolific scorer in the history of college hoops.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
I mean this in men's or women's, because Antoine Davis last year played for Detroit Mercy and was like 100 points short of the Pete Maravich record on the men's side. And even if he had passed Pete, I would have thought, man, Pete was doing it with no threes, and he was shooting from 3-point range. Like it's not like,
yeah,
like it's not like he wasn't shooting threes at the time. If you go back, if someone could find a way to kind of superimpose the 3-point line onto the old film, I'd love to see someone count how many of those shots would have been threes, because he was shooting 3-point range.
Oh yeah,
before the line existed.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're actively trying to take something away from Caitlin Clark, but
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, because I'm saying this for everybody. Whenever his record comes in jeopardy, and I thought this last year when Antoine Davis was close. Like every time someone gets close to that record, it's like, man, he was doing it on a different level than anybody that's ever played the game.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see if they could do that sort of thing, but I don't even know if there's probably recordings on video of.
Probably not enough of it. Yeah, but it's just one of those things that I guess we'll never know.
Seems like to me it should be like an adjusted record, don't you think? I mean, like there should be some sort of Caitlin Clark broke the record, but it's an adjusted record because she had the 3-point line.
Once again, generational. Once you change the rules in a game, whatever records were from before, they're on their own, and the new records are over here. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's like
can't compare.
The NFL adding one more game. Like so many of these records that seemed impossible are coming down, but it's only because you have an entire extra football game to catch.
Sure. Yeah.
We're Sun Devil Raúl's Matos now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He says, I've never had an issue with you guys, but WTF, why did you just blow off my Pat's Run promotion? He's one of the all-time greatest Americans ever.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So you have to understand, nothing against Pat Tillman and nothing against doing the Pat's Run. I just don't run. So that's what I'm saying. You guys go ahead and get together. You have my blessing, but I'm not running.
We'll promote it. We'll support
Something
it.
I've always dreamed about doing was Pat's Run. I did when I was doing TV before the Fanatic, I had the pleasure and the honor of doing a video package on Marie Tillman, his widow, and she talked very lovingly about Pat and about his passions, and got to talk with her for some time. Got to go to Sun Devil Stadium. I got to to photograph some things that were specifically Pat Tillman related, and it was really cool. And it's always something I've wanted to do. Maybe I'll do it this year. I don't know.
Really? Maybe if they had Pat's Mosey or Pat's Stroll or
well, you don't have to walk fast. It's 4.2 miles. You can do that in probably an hour.
Couple hours. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't take a couple hours.
I think
about an hour or so.
What's being blown off here is not the Pat Tillman part of the equation.
It's the running
It's
part.
the running part. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to run. I mean, you guys, you should join me. We should all three sign up and go out there and do the run/walk this year. It ends at the 50-yard line, or the 42-yard line at Sun Devil Stadium. We should do that. It's a Saturday. And then afterwards, we could go get some beers and burgers.
When's Pat's, take a cab? When's that happening? Or Pat's ride the bus? Is there
no?
Or if we could just skip.
But you get it like a cool
I just
T-shirt.
don't believe that Pat ran everywhere. There must
did.
have been different modes
Oh,
of transportation. That
well, when he went down Mill Avenue, he had a famous bar that has shut down since. But I have the actual Pat Tillman mug from that bar. Oh yeah, I went there one day for a fundraiser, and I bought that dadgum thing. Yeah.
If nobody makes me run, I will consider it.
You don't have to run. You can walk. You and I will walk together. You and I and Keon. We'll get Keon out there.
My wife would come too. She likes to go for walks.
Well, I'd love to have Miss Kim walk. I don't know that she could do it though. But we would all walk it, and then we could go out afterwards for a nice burgers and beer.
As long as you promise whatever weight I lose, I can regain at the end. I'm in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, you're famous. I mean, just eat some of those drumsticks you were talking about. You got from the fries last year. I mean, come on.
No, I think the cheeseburger ought to do that, man. I'm in.
We'll go to cold beer and cheeseburgers somewhere. Yeah.
Do I have to walk to that too?
No.
Okay.
No, you can drive to that. Yeah.
All right.
We'll get done with the walk. We'll get our T-shirt. And we'll go right to the car, go to cold beer and cheeseburgers.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a great day. I'm telling you, we could do this.
We can do this. But Sun Devil Raul, if you want to organize this for everybody else, you have my blessing. Lost Toby says he's up for the walk, so he'll join in. Sun Devil Raul says it's not intimidating. It's very casual.
It's not like
it better be.
It's not like some crazy uphill, downhill marathon, kill you if they can type thing. No. It's a nice walk. It's a good walk. Generally, it's a wonderful day to be out and walking around. What?
Where do we park?
Oh, geez, we'd have to figure that out.
Does it start the same place it ends?
It doesn't. I don't think it starts at the 42-yard line. I think it.
I'm going to park at the 42-yard line.
But I don't think. I don't.
That will be my car sitting there waiting. It'll be running.
It'll be running already. They're not going to let you.
And it might be hot that day. It's April 20th.
I challenge you if you think you can beat me in the brain cancer walk, which you didn't because it wasn't a race.
I 100% did. But whatever.
Challenge you to beat me in the Pat walk.
No, I walk and then I'll just sprint the last part of it. I'll beat you again. That's how I did it last time.
Then you'll pull a hamstring and I'll just walk on by you and wave.
Nah, that won't happen. I'm going to kick your ass so hard. Swazman says, all right, I'm like Randy. I already got my bracket filled out. I'm taking UConn versus Arizona in the final game. First off, you can't just cheat off of his paper. And second, nobody can have a bracket yet. Not till after Selection Sunday. Lost Toby says, can I get one of those electric scooters?
No.
It's a great idea.
For the Pat walk? No.
But the Pat slide.
No.
It's not Pat's bird scooter ride.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Keon.
I think Pat would appreciate our ingenuity.
Keon, you going to no, he wouldn't. He'd call you a sissy. I know what he would do.
I don't think he'd call you a sissy.
You candy ass sissies. Get out there. You know what? Instead of walking, why don't you guys run?
Sun Devil Raul loves you, Randy, and says we should park like we're going to an ASU game. Ooh, maybe I get a parking pass. Desert Larma says, I'll meet up everybody at the beers and cheeseburgers part.
No, you're not invited if you don't go on the walk.
I kind of want to do that. Big T says, Keon, I'm so glad Kyle Flipowski was okay from that horrible injury and could do windmills 3 days later. # miracles happen. Oh, yeah. We talked about that last week.
Yeah. If you've never had a knee injury, I don't know if I should even bother talking to you about this. Like sometimes you hurt your knee and it feels awful. And then later, after the swelling goes down, it's fine.
So everybody has stubbed their toe so hard they thought maybe it was broken, and then later it was okay.
Yeah,
that's what Keon is saying.
So if for some reason you're taking his injury like he was faking it, then I don't know. Have you done anything competitive ever? Like I don't know what to say to you. I have nothing to say.
Do you even lift?
But do you,
bro?
Bro, do you even lift?
Henry says. Very interesting NFL Combine. Yes, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, Kenry, so hang in there. Navy Brad says, will Bebo and Buddy do a bracket for the NCAA?
No,
they're dogs.
Cecil will, though.
First off, Buddy, if anything beeps, he gets freaked out. So he won't go near a computer. Bebo, constantly looking at porn. I can't keep him off the damn computer. I've had to put things up too higher up where he can't get to it. The dog is insatiable.
He's looking at dog porn.
Oh, my God. He does have a thing for those Afghan, the long hair. Yeah, he thinks, but we're probably going to have to get him some sort of help or something.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You think I'm kidding? For like 2 weeks, I was getting blamed for all of it, which is very awkward.
Jeff, you're looking at dog porn again?
Well, I was, but still, he was the one that brought it up on the screen. So, anyway, hour one is done, and then hour two is next. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Are you ready for your passion to meet your purpose? The city of Chandler is one of the best run cities and best places to live in Arizona, where people express their passion through collaboration and teamwork as we serve our community of innovation. Come to Chandler, where passion meets purpose. Visit jointeamchandler.com for our current openings. That's jointeamchandler.com.
This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, okay, so the Suns, not doing great. The Coyotes started doing pretty good. All of
Yes.
a sudden, they've won two in a
Yes.
row.
Yeah.
I don't know. This kind of confusing, this world that we live in. But when you look at it, it's not that confusing. We just have the sort of team where if somebody calls in sick, then that's the end of that. The whole thing gets shut down. And so the Suns, if you don't have Booker and you don't have Kevin Durant, you don't have a win. If you don't have Beal, you don't have a whole lot of hope in the playoffs. So we're just sort of held hostage by whether or not somebody is healthy or not. And I'm nothing against these guys. I got nothing against Booker, nothing against any Beal. It's just, it's just a fact. It's not like a hate thing. This is just a fact. And, I don't know if Ish Wainwright coming back to the Suns is going to make that much of a difference, but it just seems like we will win if we win.
Well, I think that
if everybody's healthy, we win.
I think the fact you got to look at the positives here with the Suns against Oklahoma City. I mean, they lost 118-110 over the weekend. But how about Yusuf Nurkic playing injured, 31 rebounds, and 14 points. That's something we were looking at.
Well, he set a record doing that, yeah.
Well, yeah, he set the
team record.
Team record, yes. And how about the fact that Bradley Beal dropped in a cool 31? Nobody was talking about him.
Well, because he's never around to talk about.
Well, and then
let's
Eric
talk
Gordon,
about the turnovers, though. That's the problem. 22 turnovers.
Yes, and that's a thing that we've all talked about this season. 21 turnovers. But here's a situation. OKC, they're just playing some great basketball right now. The Suns shot 35.9, almost 40, almost 36% from 3-point line. They hung with them from the field goals. OKC had 48%. The Suns had 44%. But I think the big turnover here is turnovers. I think that's the big issue. Don't you think, Keon?
It's the biggest issue as to why they lost this particular game, because you can't have 21 turnovers.
They only lost by 8.
And then you don't force any from the other team either.
Right. So how many points over?
Right. Yeah.
How many points
Thunder
off
had
turnovers?
Even if it's half, even if you got 22 turnovers and you only were going to score in half of those, you still win the game.
Yeah, I just think if you keep the turnovers to like 11 or 12, that's not great, but that's winnable. You can win basketball games like that with the way this team could score. But
by the way, Nurkic, who you were just lauding, he had a bunch of turnovers himself. He had like 4, I think.
Yeah, he had 5 actually.
5, yeah.
And Beal himself had 7, which I think
the guy with the ball, the most.
So a guy with the ball the most, and to be a little expected when you're coming back from an injury and you've missed a few weeks of basketball, it's not going to be 100%. So yeah, like the turnovers, 2 guys that had the best offensive performance also turned the ball over the most. So that's not ideal, obviously, but I think that, like Randy said, the Thunder team is really damn good. The thing that got me disappointed actually was the second Rockets game on Saturday, because they just came out flat to start that game.
Mm-hmm.
And at no point were they really ever in control. They made it look like much more of a game near the end. But when you start the game off down 20, then when you put in all of the effort it takes to maybe get within 9-8 points, all of that energy that you've expended, you're still behind the 8 ball, and then you're trading points, and better to have the energy to pull away or have the energy to tie it up. I just don't like that start to that game. And then of course you add insult to injury and Devin Booker's hurt.
Well, another thing, Nurkic was upset saying, he was like, man, if I got 30 plus rebounds, I'm going to the basket quite a bit, and I got 0 free throws. He says, as hard as I work, I feel like I'm getting fouled as much as anybody in the league. And he says, of course, we lost the game. It is what it is. But he's like, yeah, at least 1 free throw, not to even have 1. But so that's a fair thing. Now we talk about it, we're going to sound like we're whining, but that's the math. You can't argue the math, man. He just he was in there physically playing the entire game, and he didn't get 1 foul called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's very strange. And I'm looking at the shot chart. Most of his shots were layups. He took 3 shots outside of the paint.
Yeah, there were some and ones that were and nuns.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he's not getting fouled playing as aggressive as he had been playing.
You grab 31 rebounds and not a foul. That is odd. I'm not saying that's why they lost. I'm just saying it's odd.
8718. They've only ever texted once. It says, I've been vindicated. I was recently scoffed at by members of this show for claiming the Suns were mediocre. Suns now reside in play-in status. All right. Well, 8718, back when you said that just a couple weeks ago, we're still waiting to see what happened. We got our core of 3 guys together. And also, we just don't ever want to agree with anything Ralph says.
And also, I continue to scoff you because I don't think the Suns are mediocre. I think the Thunder are a really damn good team. I don't, because I think that if you're playing in contention to be above the play-in game line in this, quite frankly, very stacked Western Conference with the schedule that the Suns have for the rest of the season, which I believe is a top 5 schedule in strength of schedule. No, I don't think that makes you a mediocre team. And honestly, I have watched more mediocre.
Gets injured, and then suddenly you're losing.
Well,
that makes me feel like they're sort of mediocre.
But that's true for everybody.
They brought in
what that shouldn't you? You shouldn't lose one guy, and then your fortunes.
If the Denver Nuggets lose Nikola Jokic, are they done?
Yeah, but they're
okay. If the Bucks lose Giannis, are they done?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. There's no team where you lose a superstar and then you're winning a championship. That's all. That's all the teams. That's all the teams.
I want a better team.
I will say this:
Okay,
the Suns going out, making a deal, bringing in Royce O'Neal, and now they're bringing in Ish Wainwright.
Yeah, I want a better bench.
I'd like to see how Ish is going to fit into this rotation. I'd like to see how the Suns are going to react to that. And I think that the bottom line is we didn't have Book in the lineup. He's injured. He's got that ankle injury.
And he'll be out 7 to 10 games, is what I read.
So the bottom line is when you get Booker back, if Kevin stays healthy, if Bradley Beal stays healthy, you get Booker back. Royce O'Neal's in the lineup. Yusuf Nurkic, if he keeps playing like this, 31 rebounds, guys. This is a big man we have not had in Phoenix for a long time. And then on top of it, he drops in 14 points. I don't know what else you can ask for. I mean, you're exactly right. Yusuf being in the paint and not getting more foul shots, I would agree 110%. Somebody's cheating him there. But the bottom line is I think this Suns team are making tweaks. And remember, we're still a ways away from the playoffs. It ain't over yet.
And I've seen more than my fair share of mediocre basketball. I know what a team looks like when they go to the playoffs and they have zero chance of winning anything. Maybe they might get out of the first round, maybe. But like when you know beforehand what that team looks like, I've lived that. I don't think this team is that.
I just I don't like the idea of the one guy.
But that's true for.
I just hate it.
I just think that with this team, it's particularly.
It used to be this way.
It's particularly frustrating on this team because the top guys are all kind of injury prone guys. Like that's what makes this team different from other teams. But there is no, like, the Clippers have a chance when they've got Paul George and Kawhi. They're missing Paul or Kawhi. They're not going anywhere. Like, that's not unique to the Suns, in my opinion.
I wish we had a better team. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, blah, 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 mediocre. Oh, go to hell. Sun Devil Raul says, I'm more of a Suns fan than all 3 of you combined. Hey, Keon, Suns are mediocre.
Okay, I don't care. Your Suns fandom doesn't make you more correct. I don't think they're mediocre. I don't know why you bothered to say that.
Oily Stool says, Tatum O'Neal is now on the Suns. Not sure how she's going to help the Suns being 60 years old. I don't think
pretty
should
sure
judge.
Randy said Royce O'Neal, but all right.
I said Royce O'Neal. I didn't say Tatum.
Beer Bob says, I thought Booker is expected to miss 7 to 10 days, not 7 to 10 games. If it's games, man, these guys are done.
What did I say? I said, oh, yeah, no, games. Days. My
you
bad.
You did say games.
My bad. I misspoke. I'm sorry about that.
Big George says, Keon, the Suns have played the Rockets 3 times and lost badly to them 2 times. They are very mediocre. The Suns need all the help they can get.
But this is the regular season, and everybody kept saying this, including myself, about the Diamondbacks last year. Remember?
Yeah. And also, do matchups not mean anything? Like sometimes a team is a bad matchup for you, and that doesn't mean you're mediocre. Like the Rockets are not a good team in the sense that they don't know how to close games yet. They're very young, but the talent is there, and they beat teams they're not supposed to beat all the time. That's not proof of anything.
It doesn't feel good.
No, it does not. No, but when the Suns are healthy, I take them. I take them against most teams in the league.
So we're going to go into playoffs if we get to actually go to the playoffs, and we find ourselves in the playoffs, and then we're just going to sit here and wring our hands over one guy getting hurt.
Last game for the Suns is April 14th. Last game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're on March 4th right now. So we've got more than a month and a half to go here.
But at the beginning of the season, you asked me what is the downside of having this group of guys. And I basically said this. This particular collection of superstars is a group of guys that have their own nagging injuries.
So understand something, though. Here's the thing. My confidence early on was, hey, we got three. We got three guys. And then Beal has been non-existent. So Booker and Durant have done a pretty good job of doing what needs to be done, but we just lose one of these guys, and it seems like we can't win a playoffs. And we lose one of these guys, we can't even win games.
I'm just trying to say,
frustrating. And Beal's the most. If he's out, okay, we have a chance. But if either Booker or Durant are out, we were talking about these other teams. Oh, what if Antetokounmpo is out? Well, they're done. What if that other Jokic is out? Oh, they're done. Those are just one guy teams. We got three.
No,
we can't win a damn game if one guy's out.
The Bucks are not a one guy team. If they lose Dame Lillard, they're not doing anything either.
Oh, he wasn't always there.
If the Clippers are there, they lose any of their three, Kawhi, PG, or Russell Westbrook. They're not going anywhere. Like. This is how most NBA teams are constructed. They're just not constructed with guys made out of glass. Just this on our unfortunate curse here.
What should we make them out of?
I mean,
because you're right. I don't
carbon fiber.
Some titanium players now, please. It's very frustrating.
But when you got guys that have had nagging ankle, hamstring, knee injuries, like those injuries don't just fully go away. They'll always be part of you.
Yes, Bruno Baller, Tatum O'Neal was the girl who was in the Bad News Bears movie. You are correct. Pink Eye says Suns should draft Caitlin Clark. Yeah, up against men, she may not have as good a time, but I'd be willing to give her a workout. And I didn't mean that weird. Anyway, Big George says, Keon, if this is all about matchups, I've got some disturbing news. The Oklahoma City Thunder currently sit at number 1 in the West, so we would most definitely play them at some point in the playoffs.
Well,
yes,
maybe.
I don't think this matchup is a doomed matchup.
No, it's all a maybe. Everybody's looking at the numbers now when you shouldn't be. We have a month and a half left of the season. The Suns need to get through the last half of this. We got to play the Nuggets, the defending champs. The Celtics, we've got to play a damn good Cavaliers team. We've got to play San Antonio on back-to-back nights. We've got to play the 76ers. We've got to play the Thunder again in Oklahoma City. I mean, the Suns are not done with the regular season. The Suns have to navigate their way until April 14th when they play the Timberwolves in Minnesota, by the way. And then we can talk about who they're going to match up against.
Yeah, and I also should point out that it's not a given that the Thunder are going incredibly far in the playoffs. They are the number 1 seed. They are having a great season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a legitimate MVP case, but that's a young team. Like when you look at Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren and SGA and Josh Giddey, like these are all young guys in a 7-game series. Do they know how to close out against veterans? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, we haven't seen our veterans close out against anybody because we ain't won nothing yet. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's true for a lot of teams.
We have one. We have a winning record right now. We're 35-26.
I'm talking about championships.
Okay, but like a lot of the veterans on this team that they're relying on haven't played on this team. You know, like Kevin Durant's got a championship, so like he's got a clue as to how to win something.
There you go.
I wouldn't just put that past him. He's there too.
So I guess here's the thing: I need to calm down and just wait till we get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Month and a half.
and then
Month and a
see
half.
what happens and just hope for the best. I guess it's the same thing anybody's going to do on their team where one guy is everything. Sun Devil
That's all
Raul
the teams, man. I'm just
says the Iowa Hawkeye has the scoring record, but Pistol Pete was cuter than Caitlin. Okay, that's whatever you think.
I just
don't know what to think about.
I don't know what to make of that either. What does that have to do with anything at all?
I know what he dreams about now.
Does Pistol Pete know what you think about it?
I probably should write him a letter. So we mentioned the Coyotes beat the Washington Capitals, right? Is that your hockey team, Keon?
That is my hockey team.
Yeah, they lost.
I know. I watched the game.
Just about the time you gave up on the Coyotes, Jeffco, here they come. And they've had
never gave up on them. I
they
just
have
was like, what the hell's going on? You lose 15 in a row. That's hard to reconcile, man.
They have a couple of great wins against, by the way, against a good Capitals team. This Capitals team is not like, it's not like they're terrible. When you have a Hall of Famer on the team and everybody is playing good hockey, I mean, for the Coyotes to come out and get a couple of wins in a row, this has got to be lifting for these youngsters. And I think we'll see them go ahead from here. And I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying
they're not.
Just look out for the Arizona Coyotes. I think these guys have a run in them, and we'll wait and see.
I hope so. I mean, it's always good to see them play good hockey and get some W's. Big George says Keon's new show should change its name to Sun's Excuses with Keon Rose.
Oh boy.
I feel like I'm just telling you straight up what the team is. What excuses have I made? I don't believe I made excuses.
His show is Everybody Else Shut the Hell Up with Keon Rose. That's the name of his show.
Yeah.
You shut your effing mouth with Keon Rose.
My show is called I don't recall asking Big George for input with Keon Rose. No, I don't know what excuses I just made.
You didn't make any.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that the Suns are not that different from every other team in the NBA.
This Keon Rose guarantees Suns championship this year.
No,
I said nothing of the sort.
No,
I'm just overreacting the way people on the text line do.
Yeah. Typical.
Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have many more things to talk about. We'll talk a little bit about Grand Canyon and how things stand for them. We got some baseball stuff ahead. And of course, we're going to talk some NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We're about to talk some college basketball, and this is a good time to remind you that the Harmon Solar 1580, The Fanatic Bracket Challenge is back, and this year you could win $1,580 if you've got the best bracket. We're not expecting a perfect bracket. I think Warren Buffett will give you like $1 bazillion for that. We're just saying the best bracket in our pool. $1,580. That's right. Go to 1580thefanatic.com and all the information you need is right there. And you click on a link and you join up. And if you were in it last year, you should still be in it this year. Just log in with your stuff. You'll be fine. But you can win $1,580 from Harmon Solar or a big old fat gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. And I'm told more prizes are being worked on as we speak. So go check that out at 1580thefanatic.com. So the question, will Grand Canyon University be in the dance? So they've had a great season. They lost a couple in a row, surprising losses, and maybe that will hurt their chances. I'm not really sure how the NCAA looks at the WAC conference, but now it kind of feels like they have to win the whole thing if they're going to get to go to March Madness. But
doesn't the WAC get an automatic bid though?
I don't think so.
Do they? The winner of the WAC gets an automatic bid?
Yeah. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Well, then they have to, because it's not automatic on their record right now that they're going.
It's not automatic, though. I will say those last couple of wins being as massive as they were.
Yeah, but these are not great teams.
They're not, I'm sorry, if you beat someone by nearly 30, and then you do it again, you are leagues better than a lot of teams in this country.
Really?
And I think that and the Ken Palm rankings.
Stephen F. Austin is who we're talking about. They beat.
Correct, but you
22 points.
You beat them by 22. It's not the win. If you had won by less, their rankings would actually, the computer rankings that they use for all of this stuff would actually take that into account. The fact that you didn't win by as much against a team like Stephen F. Austin. It's taking into account that it's Stephen F. Austin, but that you still buried them like you were supposed to. You handled your business. And their ranking, their Ken Palm ranking has actually jumped up to 57. They were at 68 last week. So their chances of making the tournament without winning the WAC improved a little bit. Still, just win the WAC. It's like officiating. If a ref makes a bad call and that's why you lose the game, and you had opportunities to put that game away before, then you don't really get to blame anybody. I think if GCU goes out there and doesn't win the WAC, and then for some reason they don't make the NCAA tournament, that still would be very much on them. They'll go ahead and handle your business. Don't leave it in the hands of the selection committee.
Haruto, I have no idea. I don't know that it matters. He said, so if you want to compete in the college basketball tournament, can you win even if you're in Japan? Or do you need to use a Hawaiian address? I think you're good. I think you're good. I don't think Harmon Solar is not going to send it to you in what's the Japanese
yen?
Money? Is it yen, or I thought it was Chinese was yen?
No.
What's Chinese?
I don't know what the Chinese one is.
I'm
Japanese
sure he can
yen.
convert. He can convert it, whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You definitely do that. And I expect if you win, Haruto, that you go down to the exchange and you get it in like a bunch of bills that you put in a giant suitcase.
Chinese currency is the yuan.
Yuan, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So get you a big old basket of yen.
Get him a giant Samsonite and go down there and collect his winnings.
I want to see some of it sticking out the sides. I want a picture of that. I'm hoping Haruto wins now because I want to see this. So Ty and Grant Foster had 29 points, and it was a nice night for him. And okay, great. Here we are. We're sitting here on Monday the 4th, and they've got one more game, two more games. No, one more game.
One more game. They got Cal Baptist next, but this was their last home game of the season.
But I thought they had. Don't they have? They're going to some tournament on Friday the 15th.
The WAC tournament.
Oh my computer! My computer had that on my calendar. Now it's off my calendar.
The 9th is the last regular season game for the WAC.
Somebody deleted the WAC tournament off my calendar. I got to fix that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting fired.
So actually,
many people are getting fired.
Noteworthy. Perfect home record for GCU this season.
Oh yeah,
didn't lose a game at home.
Big George wants to know if ASU has any. Shut up, George. I really don't want to.
and he knows the answer. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Big George is a guy that's weird because he'll root for a team and then he'll do the Donnie move and troll his own team. You know, by asking that question exactly what answer is coming back. Why would you do that to other Sun Devil fans, George?
Yeah, I think ASU will end up going to the NIT.
Well, that's what he's asking. Should they settle for an NIT invitation? I say no.
Why? Why would you even be thinking about that right now?
Go to the NIT.
Don't ever go to the NIT. Just say no.
Just don't. Why?
There's no.
But also,
why not?
You are going to be the number one overall seed in your conference.
The Lakers won the in-season tournament. Why not go to the NIT?
Exactly. Don't do it.
It's just. But it should be the furthest thing from your mind. Don't even think about it. Win the WAC.
Winning the NIT is just like winning the in-season tournament for the NBA.
Oh, Lord.
Is it worse? It might be.
It might be worse because if you win the in-season, if you win the in-season tournament in the NBA, that's still that has no bearing on whether or not you make the playoffs. So you can win the in-season tournament and make the playoffs and win the actual playoffs. The NIT is you're only going there because you didn't make the actual tournament. You cannot win both. You can only win one, and if you're winning the NIT, it's because no one invited you, which is what it stands for. It's the not invited tournament.
We're not getting invited, but we still shouldn't go to the NIT. Beer Bob says, I really hope GCU makes a tournament, but if they do, can they petition the NCAA to have all their games at home? That'd be great. They're 16-0 at home, so let them do it at home. I don't think they get to choose that.
I don't think you get to choose that, and they're going to try and make these games as
that's a good strategy though,
neutral as possible. But if GCU can go far enough, eventually they'll be playing games in Phoenix.
Mr. Pink Eye thinks we could pay Haruto in Pokemon cards.
I really don't think that that's an actual currency.
Like we
in Japan.
buy the Pokemon cards and then ship those to them.
And the value of Pokemon cards goes up and down, and also everybody in Japan does not like Pokemon just because Pokemon is from Japan. So
come on now.
I don't know why we're doing this.
Well, I don't know. It's Pink Eye's idea. Don't look at me.
No, I'm asking Mr. Pink Eye. What the hell are we doing this for?
Hey, Randy, have you been paying any attention to the Diamondback spring training games?
No,
of course not.
I don't pay attention to spring training. I tuned in a couple of days. I was watching some of I forget what game it was today. I don't even remember. I was just watching baseball, but no, I don't pay attention. Like you guys don't pay attention to the preseason and the NFL.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just asking. Just wondering how everything was looking. How are the boys?
Well, I mean, they're working through the spring, getting ready for their open, and I think the Diamondbacks will be fine. I think they have their new additions, and I think they have fit in very well. And I think the Diamondbacks, last time I checked, I think they got thumped by the Brewers like 10-2 or something.
Yeah. Well, again, we don't care about the wins and losses.
Right. We don't care.
Just about how the boys are doing. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's healthy. No injuries. Nothing to report here. Jeffco.
Haruto says he actually likes Pokemon, so he would consider it, especially if you have the Dark Charizard card. I have no idea what that means. Charizard,
and it's the most
nerd. You know how to say it.
Oh, of course I do. I grew up
Charizard.
with
Well, what do you do with the I? Is it silent? Or Charizard?
I don't know if that's a typo or not. I don't believe there's supposed to be an I.
Michael Penis Jr.
in between there.
No, it's
or maybe
Penix.
there is, and I just don't remember. But
Penix.
Everyone I know has always pronounced it.
You know, Jeffrey, only Canadians say Penis Jr. Just
saying. I'm not saying that. Bruno Baller says the last mock bracket I saw had GCU as a 12 seed. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if they win the WAC, the 12 seed's nice. 12s beat 5s all the time.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
So they still have the see-through pants in baseball right now.
Yes.
Are they still wearing the see-through pants?
Yes.
They got to fix that. And I don't know why they haven't fixed that
they
yet. Now they're getting made fun of by breakfast cereals. Captain Crunch on Twitter posted out no pants are better than see-through pants. And there's a shot of Captain Crunch in
his undies,
in his Captain Crunch undies.
I don't think
or
those
he's
are-
got some sort of venereal disease, which nobody should ever.
No, those are
ever
crunch
want.
berries. Those are crunch berries, Jeffco.
Oh yeah, whatever you want to call the herp, it's fine by me. But
no, it's
still,
not herb. It's a crunch berry.
oh my
Those-
God, he's got to go see a doctor.
I don't see
Anyways.
any members hanging out there, so that's those are crunch berry underwear.
So now they're getting taunted by breakfast cereal for having see-through pants. We got to fix this thing. They got to fix this thing. It is like, even if it wasn't about seeing somebody's twig and berries right through the pants, you see the pockets hanging down, you see the shirt that's tucked in. It just is a sloppy, horrible look. If I don't know, it's like having panty liners.
Well, when it gets to be August, wait and see what's going to happen then.
Swamp
When it-
ass.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
going to get bad.
I'm sure they're going to fix this somehow.
The MLBPA said that too. They were quote confident it was going to be
I'm confident that,
addressed by
yeah.
the 10 season start.
Yeah.
So someone's getting pressured.
I would imagine that baseball is going to make a change here, and this is just a temporary thing. They'll get away from it.
I don't need to see what's in anybody's pockets, let alone their stuff.
I would imagine right now all the pants are being made right now. I would imagine.
CK says you can pay Haruto in anime or hente. Like, you know what? Again, just with the most stereotypical, ugly American things to say right now about our friend Haruto.
Like he might enjoy the anime, but that's not necessarily true because it's a global thing at this point. What are we doing?
No. What if he says, "Say, I want you to pay me in Crisco, like American"? Yeah, okay, we'll send you some large.
Crisco.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
Oh.
I mean, that's the thing on us. We're all a bunch of fatties, so we'll just send him some carbs. It's like he wants to get paid in carbs. Pokemon, says Lost Toby. They're like STDs. Got to catch them all. You really don't.
That's actually the opposite of an
that's
STD.
the
You
last
do
thing
not
you
want
want
to catch any of them, if you can.
Desert Llama says, I sold a Charizard for $4,000 during COVID. Pokemon economy exploded then.
Well, yeah, no one had anything else to do. You open up your case of stuff and go back to work.
I'm thinking during COVID, that's not the only thing that exploded.
What else exploded? We're waiting. I don't remember anything exploding during COVID. Did you have a hot water heater burst? What?
No.
What did you do?
I didn't do it.
Well, what exploded?
Young couples stuck at home.
Oh,
they were playing with C4?
No.
Why?
I think you know.
I got it now.
Young love.
I don't get it.
Well, you wouldn't. You're not young, but Keon gets it.
He's just saying he gets it, so he doesn't look.
No, I'm sure it happened to him.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was at home with his sister all the time. What do you?
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he though?
Weren't you during COVID?
During COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
but I was also dating.
Oh.
So,
How did you do that during COVID?
Well, I started dating someone right before COVID. So then I would just go to their house. That was it. Was it?
Did you wear masks?
Yeah, at first, and then once we got some tests and stuff, then I could.
Which tests?
All kinds.
COVID tests.
No, no. Should always get the other tests too.
Well, yeah.
Mean why?
But that's.
Well, so you don't get the Captain Crunch.
But I'm talking about the what you spread through a mask.
Captain Crunch chlamydia.
Yeah, it just looks like the colorful herp. That's what that looks like. This all got awkward.
Very.
Manitoban Moose says, I'm even more concerned now. Keon was dating his sister during COVID. I didn't say
No.
that.
I
That's
was
not what I said. He
Nope.
was living there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to take it there, that's between you and your internet service provider. Do not make that my problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Jet says, "What the hell did I just walk into? All I heard was Keon was dating his sister. Nobody said he was dating
Nobody
his
said
sister.
that, and I just
He was stuck at home with her.
This is like a Rorschach test, and it's really saying some awful things about the insides of some of your minds, man.
Well,
Excuse
it's
me?
a Canadian and the Jet. I don't know what you're.
I guess.
Wilbur says those young couples stuck at home playing with C69. What?
No.
C4. That explosive is C4. Haruto says, I like animation, actually. My favorite anime shows are Demon Slayer, Detective Conan, Sailor Moon. Does Keon know about those shows?
Yes.
Of course he does.
Oh, no.
Of course he does. Kiss the Cook says, wait, Pokemon goes up and down?
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey, can you change my moniker to Pokemon, please? No, Kiss the Cook. That's also not what it means.
My favorite thing about Kiss the Cook is that he continuously petitions for a name change, and every name he suggests is not as cool as the name he already has.
Yeah, I'm not changing
Kiss the Cook is a really good name.
You're Kiss the Cook. Just live with it. Hey, by the way, did you buy what Bob Melvin is saying? I kind of don't buy what Bob Melvin is saying.
Probably not. Go ahead.
San Francisco Giants, their manager, Bob Melvin, says everybody on the Giants is going to stand for the national anthem. And if he had said, because it's America and it's the right thing to do, then I would have respect for him. But he's saying is, so opponents know we're ready to play. Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. Just say what you're really about. He says, no, it's not about politics or respect for the country. He's like, it's about the perception that we're out here and we're ready to play.
Ready to play.
Bob. Come on, Bob.
I don't know that demonstrates that, Bob.
Bob, the fact you're all wearing the same clothing and you're in the dugout, you're ready to go, that tells me you're ready to play.
The thing that I think is really silly about this is if you've lost like 10 in a row and you're standing for the national anthem, do you think that that's somehow more intimidating to your opponents?
Oh my God,
yes.
They're all standing for the anthem.
It's
We're
like
in
it
trouble
hasn't
now.
It hasn't worked for them the last 10 games, but it's going to work now.
I like when people stand for the national anthem, and I got a patriotic side to me. But if somebody feels like they have to exercise, their right and their conscience, and they have a reason that they don't want to stand for it, I'm not going to give them a hard time about it. But it's just. Be honest.
Yeah, I think that that's the thing is I have more respect for people who just say what they mean. It may not be the most popular thing. It may start some fires. There will be a mean Deadspin article about you, but you will have said the truth. You will have said the reason I want my players to stand for the national anthem is, and then you will give your actual reason. And I could respect that. This does not feel like an actual reason.
Yeah, this is about politics.
It feels like a cop-out, but it's about politics, but he's too scared to say that that's what it's actually about.
Hey, Randy, why do you got your headlight on there? What's up with your
Well,
headlight?
I can't find my brush.
Your brush? You're wearing a hat. What do you need
I'm
a
looking
brush
for my brush. No, it's a dust brush.
My wife got me those little gloves that have the flashlights on the fingers. So
Yes.
you're working on something, you can see it.
Right. Yeah.
Those actually turned out to be kind of awesome.
Well, this is, this is like, look, the power could go out.
That's a lot
any
of light.
second. And I have plenty of light here.
You have also a light bulb on in the room. Feel like that's overkill.
All right. And I'll just take this off.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
No, I apologize.
Just
did you see I could flash those babies? How's that?
Well, now everybody who's epileptic watching is
All right.
sprawled out on the ground.
There you go.
Lost Toby says we're 69ing and listening to the blender.
Excuse me?
I would.
She questions my taste in shows.
Kept that information to yourself personally.
Manitoban Moose says, in other news, San Francisco Giants have designated Colin Kaepernick for assignment to AAA. It was bound to happen. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, there's been a theft, and ASU is the victim. Yes, there has been a theft, and we'll talk about that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE, that's HOPE, to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, trying to get these race names straight for this upcoming weekend, Randy, here at the Phoenix Raceway. On Friday, it's the General Tire 150, and that starts at 6 p.m. after the Daily Blender.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And then they've got the pole qualifying on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's the call811.com every dig.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes.
200. That's an awfully
Yes.
long, weird name.
Well,
for,
it's long, but that's the
silly.
sponsor.
That's
Yep.
silly.
Sponsored. Your
Yeah.
tax dollars at hard work. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. And then on Sunday, it's the Shriners Children 500.
Yeah, well, that's a great organization. My father, who's now dead, was part of the Shriners, and that was one of their big charities every year, the Children's Hospital. So,
Are
good
you
for
a
them.
Shriner now?
No.
Is it just automatic if your
No,
parent
I'd
was
have
that
to.
you get to be one?
No, I'd have to go through some sort of
Shriner training?
initiation.
Or
Yeah. Mm.
do they issue a go-kart to you?
Well, my dad had a go-kart, and of
Do you have
course,
Fez?
no, I don't have his Fez. He was actually a captain of a unit, so I don't have his Fez though.
Where is the
So-
Shriners on as far as like you got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, the Coast Guard,
no.
Space Force? Then
No.
and then there's the
Shriners-
Salvation Army.
Shriners is not a military
Is the
organization.
Salvation Army a higher ranking than the Shriners, or
No, it's separate. It's sort of like the Air Force and the Navy. You got Shriners, then you got Salvation Army. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I guess thank you for your service. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so listen, it's race weekend here in Phoenix, and Fry's Food Store is running a really cool thing. 5 pit crews, that's groups of 2 to 4 people, will be selected to compete in a race car decorating competition on Friday. Grand prize winning car is going to be selected by Daytona 500 winner and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's going to be judging the competition, and he's going to pick it. Competition is going to happen as part of the Fry's Fan Fest held on Friday, March 8th from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Camelback Road location in Litchfield Park of at Fry's grocery store. It's 13730 West Camelback. Anyway, selected groups will all receive a selection prize package, and then you get to pick that up at the event. And everybody is invited. You don't have to be part of the competition. You can just go and meet Ricky Stenhouse Jr. You can enter for gift card giveaways and all sorts of samples. Man, you'll walk away with a bag full of stuff we did last time we were there. And if you are able to participate in the actual contest, the grand prize package, a 4-pack of VIP tickets for the NASCAR Cup Series race weekend at Phoenix Raceway, $1,000 Fry's fuel gift card, and a Fry's product showcase basket. So tons of stuff to give away. And I there's a grand prize, but there's other prizes for other people who compete as well. Go to 1580thefanatic.com, click on the Fry's banner that's right up in the upper right-hand corner, and see about entering. Get in on this. This could be a lot of fun. And of course, you're going to get some free stuff no matter what happens. Show up, free stuff. Enter the contest, free stuff. It looks like everybody's getting free stuff. So go to 1580thefanatic.com.
And how often do you get to meet a Daytona 500 winner? That's what I want to know.
Is there like a rule on that?
No.
Oh,
I mean, but Ricky Stenhouse, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he's going to be there. He's going to be picking. You could shake his hand and take a picture. And
absolutely.
I don't know if you're, a lady, maybe give him a little smooch on the cheek, or I don't know.
I mean, I think you need to ask for consent on that. I don't think you should just randomly be kissing Ricky Stenhouse.
I mean, if
Jr.
I roll up there and I ask him for a smooch, he's going to give me one. I mean,
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying.
so. I feel like
Ricky
suddenly
and
there'll be some guys between you and him, and you'll be
I don't
being
think
shown
so.
to the rest of the parking lot.
I think Ricky and I are close enough where I could give him a smooch.
Well,
I've
that's
interviewed him
between
before,
the two of
so-
you, I guess. Yeah.
I mean,
Oily Stool says, "Go Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's my favorite NASCAR driver."
oh, no kidding. Well, you're going to come out and meet him.
Yeah.
Come
And
on out
again,
here.
it's on Friday at 13730 West Camelback Road, Litchfield Park. It's the Fry's right there. Just look it up online or whatever. But I just told you where it's at. The Jet says, speaking of NASCAR, how many tickets are you guys giving out this year?
We've got so many damn tickets. I can't. Listen. We'll let you know.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
We don't have any tickets.
Bruno Baller says, I thought the Shriners were the organization that helped out disabled kids. Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of it, I thought. Anyway, so that's what's happening this weekend. Now, I told you guys about a theft earlier. There has been a theft, identity theft. Man, that's happening all over the place. Have you had your identity stolen? Nobody seems to want mine. I haven't had a problem like that yet.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't had that one either.
But I guess it happens a lot. Now it's happened to ASU. FAU swim team has stolen the curtain of distraction idea from ASU. And the swim team comes out and they go out there in their Speedos. And whenever the other team is shooting free throws, they start doing wiggling around and stuff. And everybody's like, oh, this is great. Oh, my God. It's like, but ASU's been doing the curtain of distraction forever. And this is identity theft.
They bring the ladies out in the Speedos or the guys?
No, it's the men's swim team.
Oh, well,
I didn't see if there was any ladies.
The hell kind of distraction is that?
Evidently, it worked.
If that's not what you want to see,
What
is
is
distracting in a different kind of way.
And according to the box score of the last game, Tulane shot less than 60% from the free throw line. And they had been before shooting 73%. So I guess the swim team of distraction, who was very effective, and
swim
helped them win.
Or so, do they have a curtain? Is that what it is?
No, there's no curtain. They just wiggle around or something, oil each other up. Or
they didn't actually steal the curtain. Then
but still, it's our thing. The distraction.
Well,
thing.
that's what I
so
was
they don't
talking
have
about.
a curtain, but they still it's the swim team of distraction. It's the same kind of thing, man. It's the same thing.
The concept's the same.
Curtain of distraction is better because you
seems like
never know what's going to be back behind that curtain.
I mean,
you really don't.
If you're a guy on the free throw line there, instead of guys coming out there, you bring the ladies out.
No, you're probably right, but then you get criticized for being sexist. That's why you got this guy who looked like Kenny G coming out shirtless, rubbing mayonnaise all over his chest. Remember that
mayonnaise? Is he playing a saxophone?
No, he's rubbing mayonnaise all over his chest. And blonde Kenny G. Anyway,
see, I'd go ahead and sink my free throw. Then that doesn't bother me.
Well, I mean, you do your best.
Yeah, I've been to some ASU games, and some of the stuff that they pop out with, man.
If that bothers you, why does it bother you? That's what I
want.
want.
Young kids playing basketball. I mean, they're not.
No, I'm not talking about guys talking about basketball. I'm talking about a swim team of distraction.
I don't know. It was 13% worse free throw shooting when they were doing it.
Yeah, dribble twice and you don't even look. I mean, just
you say that.
You say that, but like there
what are you
people
talking about?
Who psychologically, like at the free throw line, it's a whole ordeal for them.
Why is it a deal? It's
I don't know. Like ask Giannis. Like he's up there. If they gave you.
Right there.
If they actually called Giannis on taking too long for free throws,
see what I'm saying?
Then he wouldn't make any of them because he'd take too long. They let him do it because he has this whole process he has to do.
Well, Giannis is Greek. We know about Greek. I mean,
I'm just saying there are people who
we talk about that off the air. Greek. I mean, come on.
Oily stool. I didn't need the picture of the Kenny G looking guy putting mayonnaise all over himself. I already seen it. Why you send me?
I don't know why that's a distract. Just right out of my mind.
Yeah. Well, whatever the case, FAU I feel has ripped off ASU. But all right, fine.
Well, it's
whatever.
not the curtain. Look, if they came out from behind a curtain, maybe.
It's not just the curtain. It's not just the curtain.
No, I think it is.
It's the being weird to be a distraction. That was
what
ASU
do they just
first.
Like show up out of nowhere? Do they run into the
they probably,
arena?
They probably come in and out of the tunnel because the tunnels are right in front of the
like that.
The baskets there.
I don't think that's happened. I don't think anybody's. I don't think they do that.
I'm not sure how that's a thing.
Well, don't trouble yourself with it, Randy. It's okay. 888-368-1580. So boycotts can be useful. If you don't like something that's happening that you're offended by, or you think it's wrong, or boycotting a company that say they're using children labor or something, you boycott them. You say, I'm not buying this anymore. You tell everybody else, hey, we're not doing this anymore. Join me in this boycott, and it hits the bottom line, and a lot of times it can be very effective. But see, here's the thing: people have to care about the thing, and they also have to care about whether or not you're boycotting or not matters to them. You see what I'm saying? So if we got boycotted by the sports talk hosts of America, don't care. Boycott away.
Why?
Don't want to be a part of your little club because you guys are all doinks.
Yeah. Why would you? Why?
So if something we cared about boycotted us, well, then we'd have to think about it, right? Like if the super fans of the Fourth Dimension says we're boycotting, we're like, well, why? How can we make this right?
Yeah.
So there has to be motivation in a boycott, right?
Yes, sir.
Boycott don't matter if you don't care about the boycott.
Right.
Right.
So that brings me to Johnny Manziel saying he will boycott the Heisman ceremony until Reggie Bush gets his trophy back. Okay. Don't feel like they're going to care that you're boycotting the Heisman ceremony, Johnny.
Yeah. I
feel like they'll be like, noted.
Effective boycotts are organized, and
you have to care about what the person boycotting you.
Yeah.
I don't care if the sports talk members of the association of whatever sports talk hosts boycotts us. And I damn well guarantee you the Heisman could care less that Johnny Manziel is boycotting.
I am sure they will. I think Johnny is thinking that others will join him in this. And I'm sad to report that I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, it is probably sad for the Heisman that Johnny Manziel has the moral high ground. It's just not going to affect anything because I don't think anyone's going to follow him.
I mean, at the next ceremony, if anybody needs an 8-ball, there's other guys. It doesn't depend on Johnny Manziel. Sure, him being around makes it easier. But outside of that,
well,
nobody cares.
Sorry, Johnny.
I'd like to believe he's gotten the help he needs. He's talked about it. So I don't want to put that on him right now.
Well, clearly he's delusional if he thinks his boycotting
I said, I don't think he thinks it's by himself. I think he's hoping other people follow him.
Not one word in this story about, hey, guys, join me. All right, guys, one more hour of this nonsense after this.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh, you mean like when I let someone with less groceries go ahead in line? Sure, there's a part of me that thinks, if you only need 3 things, maybe go to a convenience store next time. And now they're sifting through coupons and my frozen foods are about to be not frozen.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Fry's Food Store is having a fun event for the Phoenix NASCAR race this weekend. 5 local families will compete in a race car decorating competition at the Fry's Fan Fest this Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Fry's Store on West Camblack Road in Litchfield Park. The winning car will be selected by Daytona 500 winner and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Everyone's invited. It's free. Meet Ricky Stenhouse Jr., win Fry's gift cards, free samples, food products, and much more. That's this Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. at the Fry's Food Store in Litchfield Park.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Our Chandler police benefit from serving a supportive community. That strong partnership equips our police with the support, training, and technology needed to keep our city and employees safe. Our sunny skies and active lifestyle offer personal and family time for the desired work-life balance. Find your fit with the Chandler Police Department. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Lost Toby says, my girl does not believe this is a real radio show. You know, there's a lot of people who can't believe this is a real radio show.
Yeah.
But here we are.
What does she think it is? What would she? I mean,
Does she think we're AI generated? Like, what is she thinking?
Yeah.
Do you think we
Good-
could get
good
like an
one,
AI
Keon.
version of me so I don't have to be here every day?
Yeah.
Eventually.
That would be fun.
We need to check into that. Yeah.
Get an AI me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with that. I'm out.
You just type in yourself talking about the news stories of the day, and then the AI
No,
will
you
spit out
type
your
in
voice.
me talking about the news stories of the day because I'm out. You got an AI version of me. Can't see how that go wrong. So Lost Toby, well, I don't know what to tell your girl that this is a real radio show. She's probably even more baffled that people get paid real money to do this nonsense. I know we're surprised quite a bit.
Yeah, genuinely every day.
CK says, hey, I'm with Keon. Yeah, Johnny Manziel thinks he's starting a movement. He's starting a Spartacus thing, and his fellow Heisman will follow. They will not.
To be clear, I don't think it will actually happen. I'm just telling you what I think he's doing.
He's the one guy who ran down on the court, storming the court. Remember that guy from a week or two ago?
Yes.
That's Johnny Manziel. He's just like, hey, everybody, we're going streaking. Oh, I'm the only one naked. Okay, well, I guess we won't do that anymore. So, I don't watch soccer. You know I don't watch soccer. Do you, Randy? I know you don't watch soccer.
Yes, that's correct.
Keon, do you watch soccer?
When the World Cup rolls around.
So you're like, you're like every Catholic I know. You go to church like once, like Easter and Christmas, and then that's it.
Yeah, just as casual a soccer
yeah.
fan as there could possibly be. When the World Cup rolls around, yeah, that's when I get familiar with all these faces again, and I watch the games.
Anytime somebody says, "Oh, I follow this religiously," I think Christmas and Easter. Then okay, you don't need them mortal sins in your life, I guess.
Oh boy!
Well, I saw this video, and it almost, if this stuff would happen more often, I might watch more soccer. I guess this Brazilian goalie is like, oh crap, look over there. There's a guy, he's hurt, right? He's hurt on the field. And so this teammate comes over and he grabs the guy who's like sitting there going, and he like drags him back onto the field. So that you got a hurt guy on the field, they'll stop play. Well, then a guy from the other team, the Brazilian goalie, he comes over there, drags him back off the field so play can continue. Then another guy comes over and drags right back on the field.
Oh my!
This is kind of funny. And then the guy is sitting here pretending to be hurt while people are dragging him over the line back and forth. And that would be fun if that were to happen more often. Because to me, soccer is a combination of the following: cardio, and fake wrestling. Because all the flopping, it's just so bad. They're faking injuries left and right. And the guy comes out there and pretends to fix them right up, and then they start running again in the game. I mean, I know there's occasionally a real injury. There's occasionally a real injury in wrestling. But in soccer, 95% of all injuries are fake.
I'm not even going to lie to you. I think that the guys in fake wrestling do a better job of selling the pain than the soccer floppers do.
The soccer guys do?
Yeah,
Really?
the soccer guy. I mean, I saw a guy once get bumped in his back. He screamed. He threw his arms open wide, launched himself forward, and then when he hit the ground, he did like a triple barrel roll. Like no one believes that you were hit with enough force to do that. It just looked cartoonish. Whereas at least in fake wrestling, they are pretending that they're trying to sell it. Like that's the whole. There's a whole art to selling injuries that soccer guys don't care enough about to do.
Well, here's the thing: the wrestling guys, they'll do their little fake wrestling thing, and then they'll be like, I just broke my back," and then they'll take him off on like a stretcher, or they'll just carry him off, and then he gets in the ambulance, and they show him driving away. In soccer, they'll come and pick you up off the ground, take you out, and then like 3 minutes later, wait, that guy's running around out there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was 7 years ago now or whenever it was, but I was watching the U.S. women's national team play Brazil, and one of the Brazilian players, she got hurt, so they carried her off in a stretcher, and as soon as the stretcher got back to the sideline, she jumped off the stretcher and ran back into the game. They were just trying to waste time because the U.S. was behind, and they knew it was, and it was already in stoppage time, so they knew it was going to waste enough time to maybe burn out the clock. They still lost, by the way. It was funny, but that's the kind of stuff that happens. It's ridiculous.
So if you did more of this stuff, it might be funner to watch. I mean, if this was a sport that I cared about, I would be up in arms. Like, oh my God, because we've had the conversation about flopping in the NBA. Holy crap, they're flopping like crazy. This is horrible for the sport. This is so bad. I think it's the opposite for soccer. It makes it more entertaining because it's very unentertaining as it is. So just anything that helps. I mean, I want to see players taking chairs up against the backside of a guy's head, just like in wrestling. If you combine some of the elements of fake wrestling with soccer, now I'm like, well, okay, let's see what happens here.
Maybe this is interesting.
Look, we just need more of the Three Stooges levels of comedy in soccer.
We could use that in a lot of things. Now, I'm a Marx Brothers. If you say Stooges or Marx Brothers, I go Marx Brothers because that's all about the play on words. Stooges, a lot of physical comedy. But yeah, I Stooges, fake wrestling, soccer, mix them up. Now I'm watching.
Because that's the first thing that I thought when you were saying they dragged one guy across the line and they dragged him back and they just kept dragging. Like it just felt like the Three Stooges to me. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, no, I could watch that. I could watch that for hours, actually.
Well, let me know when the sport deteriorates to that sort of nonsense all the time, and I might turn on the TV. Swazman says, well said, Jeffrey. I was just thinking LeBron and Manu Ginobili were the biggest fakers and floppers in the NBA of all time.
Oh, yes.
James Harden as well. I'm mad that James Harden's name gets left off of this list. I watched James Harden and Manu Ginobili once run into each other mildly, and they both flopped.
Like somebody just dropped a grenade.
It was the student and the master in a fight. It was great.
Lacrosse guy says, speaking of Catholics, DV girls did beat them last week. So Desert Valley girls lacrosse. Who are the Catholics? Is that Brophy? Not Brophy. It's the other one. Why don't you just tell me who the hell we're talking about?
St. Mary's or Notre Dame or
Sal Point? I mean, what's
Sal Point?
I don't know. Lost Toby says Matt Remp is a legend. Okay.
Matt Remp.
I don't know who he's talking about. Man. I didn't see any. There's no names on my thing here. Botafogo de Futebol. No, it's not. He's not. Thanks, Toby. Lacrosse guy is now clarifying. He says Desert Vista beat Sal Point like a drum. Sal Point. I got it right.
There we go.
Oh, Matt Remp got into a hockey fight this weekend, and it was apparently an epic fight.
What team?
It
Matt
was
Remp,
the Rangers. He plays for the Rangers, and they were playing the Maple Leafs.
You should post that on Twitter or something, so we can see what you're talking about.
I'll see if I can find the video of it.
Thanks for the heads up, Lost Toby. So now Tyreek Hill just seems. Now we haven't had a chance to talk about this, and I know this happened last week. Tyreek Hill is like a lightning rod for legal issues and getting into weird. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got roids in his system because of how much of a hothead he can be. Yeah. So, did you hear the story? So, this is weird. So, I guess a year ago, he had a football camp It was Tyreek Hill's football camp. And I guess so when he's there and he's doing his football camp thing, I guess there was this mom of one of the kids, and he was kind of flirtatious with her, right? Like, hello, how are you? You know, and one thing leads to another, and then the next thing you know, she is at his house in June, I guess.
Oh no!
He flew her out to his house, and I guess they were they were hanging out there, but it wasn't just him and her. There was a trainer there, and they were working out in this turf field in the back of his mansion. Now, this woman, self-described, okay, this is not me saying things. She's a self-described 6'1" BBW influencer. That's what she calls herself, and that is big, beautiful woman. So she's kind of a big girl.
She's 6'1", and
Tyreek Hill is not 6 feet one.
All right.
So so she's at the house, and he's working out with his trainer, and she gets there. She says, "Hey, let's being cute and kind of flirted, like, hey, want to do a workout drill? Let's do a workout drill together." And so let's do that. So I guess now this is the lawyer speaking here. I'll use the lawyer's script.
There's a lawyer.
Oh yeah. Oh. Defendant Hill. So Tyreek Hill is the one getting sued. Asked Miss Hall to stand in a defensive line stance while he stood opposite her in an offensive lineman stance. They hiked the ball to the quarterback and told her, "Rush me like you're trying to get to the quarterback." And she's like, "Okay." So she did it, and hike. And she pushed him back so far and so fast it embarrassed him. People in the background were laughing, and everybody was just like, "Oh my God." She manhandled him. And so I guess Tyreek Hill's mother, sister, friend, and trainer, everybody was there and got a good laugh. So then she says that, well, then Tyreek Hill got very angry and lined up against her again, and then charged at her violently with great force, resulting in significant and serious injuries. He fractured her leg.
Oh no!
So he got all pissed off because she pushed him back like a sled on ice.
Yep.
And so he swept the leg, basically. He went after her and took her down. So now she is suing for, and I'm surprised the number is this low, $50,000 in damages. And she wants to just, take care of her bills there. So I don't blame her. Of course, now Tyreek Hill says now to this, that did not happen. She tripped over a dog.
I
have no words.
This is
Tyreek Hill.
This is the most Tyreek Hill potentially that he has ever Tyreek Hilled.
I have no words on this. Yeah.
I don't know if you could be more Tyreek Hill than everything in this story, including the my dog did it. That's also Tyreek Hill. It's not possible to be.
Isn't he married? Why is he inviting this woman to his house?
Because he's Tyreek Hill.
He flew her there, set her up with all the arrangements. Isn't that kind of weird?
We're not dealing with a person who makes rational decisions. I think that's pretty clear by his long history of very dumb decisions.
He's the next Antonio Davis, right?
I guess.
Potentially.
I don't know if he's at CTE, but he's certainly weird.
Is he going to go off throwing his pads and stuff next?
Oh, the Antonio Brown. Look, I mean, maybe.
Oh, it's AB. That's right. Sorry.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know, because it was hard to understand what Antonio Brown was going to do. He made a sequence of very insane decisions, whereas Tyreek Hill is making decisions that are at least consistent with Tyreek Hill.
So Sophie Hall is going to see him probably now in court for a compensation between $50,000 and $75,000.
Oh boy,
he should just pay her.
He should.
He just take care of this.
Because I don't know. I mean, she could lie about this, but like if it was his dog, for instance, and she tripped over the dog and the dog hurt her,
the insurance should cover.
If he didn't, she would probably still sue him. So there's no reason to lie about this. She could get money from him either way. I think she's telling the truth. And I think if he pays her, he'll be admitting that it happened. And that's how he's probably seeing it. I don't know. But he should pay her. He should let this thing go and not have us thinking that he essentially set up an Oklahoma drill and then lost it to a social media influencer.
I just hope there's video of this lady just pushing him back like a toddler.
I would outbid TMZ to find out what that video is.
How tall is Tyreek Hill?
He's 5'10".
So she's got 3 inches on him, and I believe some weight, and just she looks healthy. No, well, I mean, she's a BBW by her own definition. I'm not being rude here.
I believe some weight.
I'm guessing, but she looks good.
Yeah.
She looks healthy. It's not like she's gross or nothing. I'm just saying she's just this is how she describes herself. And she
Tyreek Hill's 185 pounds, so
she took him out.
All I'm saying is weight classes were invented for a reason.
Mm-hmm. That flirtatious interaction got ugly pretty quick. So here's the thing. If you step back from this, does that count as assault? When one party that's playing around gets angry and then hits you on purpose because they're mad. Does that transcend?
Yeah, because if he is using like excessive force in what they were doing, then potentially it might be, which he did. And he clearly did it because he wanted to hurt her because she made him mad.
Ham Sandwich says, props to that lady for keeping it real, though. $50,000, probably legitimate medical costs. She could have went for at least $1 million. Most greedy people would have gone higher. Yeah, it looks like she's just trying to cover her bills here.
Yeah. And honestly, if someone were to break my leg, it's not even just greed. It's like, no, I want you to hurt financially in a way that's similar to how I was physically in pain.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Man, now it's the lady in the yard. It's the dude at the boat dock. It's the house on fire. It's the whatever it was in the past. I mean, he's you're right, Randy. He does have shades of Antonio Brown sort of.
Yeah, Antonio Brown.
But all of these stories are really similar to each other. It's a lot of Tyreek Hill got mad and assaulted a person.
Could be an anger ball. Maybe it's not CTE.
I think it's more that he got embarrassed.
Yeah, well, then that turned into anger.
And I don't know how much
that turned it. You're right, Jeffrey. That turned into anger because he got embarrassed as a man.
Tyreek took that probably farther than most would, but
not much of a man if you're going after a woman like that.
Charles Barkley has said this on numerous occasions, that you hang out with all the different guys that play all the different sports. Like baseball guys are the coolest. Football guys can't let stuff go. Just can't. Just whatever it is, the way they're wired, they get embarrassed or their ego gets bruised a little, and they're trying to figure out how to get you back the whole time.
Well, he didn't wait. He broke her leg. So
yeah,
or he's telling the truth
and she tripped over
a dog. How many times have you broken a leg tripping over a dog?
I don't know how many times has a dog actually eaten homework.
Well, nowadays they have to learn how to use a computer.
Yeah.
And then print out your homework and eat it that way.
Yeah.
Or just hit the delete button.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I've got your man of the day. We got some NFL stuff to talk about, too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL Combine wrapped up on Sunday in Indianapolis as prospects prepared themselves for the NFL Draft, working out for scouts. The overwhelming favorite to be the number one overall pick is Caleb Williams at minus 1,600, with North Carolina quarterback Drake May at plus 1,100. The closer betting race is to who will be the number 2 pick. May is at minus 1,400. Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels plus 125. Williams is at plus 1,400 to be the number 2 pick. The Chicago Bears have the number 1 selection in April's draft. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's Kasai Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So I've got your man of the day. And that man is Braylon Edwards. He used to be a receiver in the NFL, and well, he was on the Browns and the Jets and the 49ers and the Seahawks. He was drafted back in 2005. He's minding his own business, living his life. And he's like, I went to the YMCA, get himself a workout, there in Michigan where he lives. And as he's in the locker room, minding his own business, he hears like a scuffle behind him. It's the people arguing about loud music and whatever. And he turns around and he's like, well, wow, that's a young guy, 25-year-old guy, beating the hell out of an 80-year-old man. Oh, and he says, he's like, I hear these sounds. I hear a thud. So then I get around and turn around. I see the guy, reaching for a phone underneath the victim, grabs the back of the victim's head by the hair, and he's about to slam him down on the counter. So he stepped in and stopped it, saved him, from further damage. The old guy had probably a concussion or something, but, he stepped in and saved probably, you're 80 years old fighting with somebody. That's a life and death situation no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, some punk ass 25-year-old. So that kid was arrested and, he saved the day. So Braylon Edwards, man of the day, taking care of business, not letting somebody a lot of people just mind their own business with that kind of thing happens.
Congratulations.
But he did jump in. So, that's the cops were like, you totally saved this dude's life. So, anyways, I was just kind of nice. Man of the day, Braylon Edwards, 888-368-1580. So now on to the bad side of things.
Uh-oh.
That was a good thing. Then I got a bad thing.
All right.
Then I got a good thing. Okay.
So you got a good thing, then a bad thing,
that was the
then
good
a good thing.
That
All
was
right.
a good thing. Now I
Yeah.
got a bad thing followed by a good thing.
All right.
So bad thing. Britt Reed, Andy Reid's kid. The one who
Yes.
got busted for
Yes.
drunken and driving and hurting a little
Yes.
girl in an accident.
Yes.
Right before the Super Bowl back in 21. He hit a parked vehicle while drunk, causing serious injuries to a 5-year-old girl named Errol Young.
Mhm.
And well, he got arrested and he went to jail. And I guess he was supposed to be there, we thought, for a very short 3 years. Well, he is no longer in jail. He's going to be on house arrest through 2025. And I guess the governor of the state, Mike Parsons, commuted the balance of his sentence, I guess, while he was pardoning some other people. That's
Why?
just horrible.
Why?
First off, you're drinking and driving, you hit the parked car, you hurt the little girl. Like, I'm not just hurt a little bit, like, owie. Yeah, that girl was very seriously injured.
She was
And
fighting for
all
her
you
life at
got
one
was
point.
3 years.
Mm.
The family is just beside themselves.
Yes.
It's just horrifying. 3 years. And when they said that, this is the deal, I'm like, 3? That seems awfully short. Now he's at house arrest until he's grounded until 2025. That is messed up.
Yeah.
So 4 years then.
No, it's 3
Is that
years.
what you're saying?
Because it was 2022.
Well, he's under house. He's under house
He
arrest
pled
now.
guilty in 22 to what he did. It took him about over a year to get him to trial and all that stuff. So in 2022, he pled guilty, and they gave him 3 years.
Well, we're in 24.
Randy,
so
just trust
2
me on
years.
the math.
Yeah.
All right.
2022 plus 3,
All right.
2025.
All right.
So September of 22 is when he pled guilty. They gave him the sentencing, I think, a month later. So it's October to October for 3 years. Even then, that's just too little time.
Yeah. You were reckless. You drank and you drove and you put a little girl in a coma.
Yep.
You should never leave the jail. If you ask me, like you should be there forever.
People
just
make
asking.
mistakes, and I understand somebody just making a mistake if he doesn't have a history of this sort of thing, but that mistake should still cost you more than 3 years.
Just asking, do you guys know how the little girl's doing now?
I know she's still dealing with difficulties that still result from that, but she survived.
Man.
Yeah, it's just.
So
I mean,
this
it's
is-
like
that's
she
pretty bad.
was incredibly injured at the time. There was a point where they thought she might not make it. Like that's.
I don't want to find out Andy Reid had something to do with the governor, Mike Parsons, letting his kid off the hook. I don't want to. Part of me knows better. He probably did. And I understand, as a father, you don't ever want your kid in jail. But if my kid did what this kid did, or he's an adult, but I would not be trying to get my son out of jail. I'd be like, and that's where you got consequences of your actions. I'm sorry, but this is where you need to be.
I agree.
You need to face the music. And again, like this isn't just one-off thing with Britt Reid. In 2007, he was sentenced to 18 to 23 months in jail for running out of his house, what the judge in Pennsylvania called at the time a drug emporium. That same year, road rage incident that he allegedly pointed a gun at another man's face. A few years after that, that's when he got into this accident that injured this girl. So like Britt Reid
Must be nice to have Andy Reid as your daddy.
It'll get you out of some stuff because no, I don't have sympathy for the guy because he's been doing this his entire adult life. And that's to me, at some point you have to grow up. You have to grow up and you have to realize when you're driving a car, you are operating a piece of heavy machinery. You cannot operate that intoxicated. And if you hurt somebody, in my opinion, whatever sentence you get, you do the whole damn thing and you do it in the jail. You don't get to be in your house with your TV and everything else. I just don't.
I would love to be sentenced to my house for a few years.
I mean, especially after his record. Are you kidding me? Yes, 100%.
So Errol Young's mother, Felicia, Yeah, this is the statement that she says. First, she was like, well, how would the governor feel if this was his daughter? Well, he doesn't care about your daughter. But she says, it seems the laws don't apply equally to the haves and the have-nots. The haves get favors. The have-nots serve their sentence. She ain't wrong.
Yeah.
She ain't wrong.
And by the way, after injuring the little girl, another DWI. Like in between the
You're
charges
kidding.
and this. Yes.
After this accident, he got another DUI.
April 12th.
Oh God. If I find out Andy Reid had anything to do with it, that's just gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh,
It's
come
gonna be
on.
impossible to like the guy.
Come on, Andy.
Just saying,
Reid's
Governor
totally
of
a-
Missouri, where Kansas City Chiefs play, commutes the balance of his sentence.
Yep.
The governor wouldn't know who the hell he is otherwise.
Yep.
Just
come on.
So here's the good news. Back to good news. And it's based off a bad news thing, but this is good news. Former Seahawk Chad Wheeler sentenced to 81 months for domestic assault. There you go. Now we're talking. Like 6 years, right? And
if you say so.
Yeah, I trust your math, Jeffco.
What? I don't know. Divide 81 by 12. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
Without the assistance of a calculator, I will not be doing that.
So
seems like it would be like a 9 or something, but
so he also after that he'll have 36 months of probation. Now, again, maybe because I just saw this Britt Reed get away with what he got away with, maybe maybe I feel like this is good. By the way, 81 months is 6.75 years.
Wow.
So, and then tag on 3 more years of probation. So what he did will cost him 10 years of his life, as far as at least, either being imprisoned or annoyed. And he's got to undergo mental evaluation and pay restitution for what he did to that gal. And so here's what he did. Choked and pinned down his ex-girlfriend, Aaliyah